Yeah, some people like me are just destined to fuck up everything that we mess with. If I was made as a joke, I don't get it. Missed the call, but I guess I got the message. Usually I fall too hard, I'm addicted to pain. And if the world's on fire, I'll be swimming in flames, yeah. Cause I'm too impatient to wait for change. I know I'm far from perfect, oh yeah. But I know I can make it work, I know I can make it work. I'm crazy, everybody knows my name, but I don't even know my name. Going insane, putting heavy on my brain, but I don't even know my name. It's a story about an ID crisis. Used to think my only future was the night shift. Brain on ADHD, autopilot. And through it all somehow I kept smiling. I can never find the right words to say. Only a handful of family ever sees my face. But I'm only human, don't we all make mistakes? I'm drowning in my head again, and my thoughts don't want me to win. They show compassion made of plastic, and I don't wanna be another tragedy, but I'd rather be dead than a skeleton dreaming about the things that he couldn't be. Cause I'm too impatient to wait for dreams.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. Happy what? Friday? Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. How is everyone doing out there? Excuse me. How's everyone doing out there? Doug, DUG, my apologies. I cannot drink right now because I had to do a mouthwash and I have to wait 30 minutes before I drink anything. So forgive me. But even though you just redeemed a hydrate, I will hydrate as soon as 30 minutes is up for your sake, Doug. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. Let's see who we have here. We got James Nordoff. Hello, James Nordoff. So glad you're here, James Nordoff. So glad you're here. Hello, Druzilla. Yes, Druzilla. It did say 12:10, and then I moved it to 12:30 because I forgot to update it to 12:30. So my apologies, Druzilla. But so glad you're here, Druzilla, as always. Doug, I love your cute little octopus. It looks like Weirdomorphous Blob, who's always in here. So I'm so glad to see you here, Doug. Okay. Hello, Matt Saigai. Matt Saigai says, hi, broken mouth man. Yeah, so folks, yesterday I had surgery on my jaw. They drilled into my jaw and they installed a I don't know, a post so that there's like a nail now lodged in my jaw so that I can get a implant there in 3 months. Okay. So I am very much on painkillers right now and I can feel them. So just to let you know, if I seem a little tired or my eyes are half masked, it's because I'm blasted out of my mind. Okay. And not terribly, but I am a little bit loopy. Let's put it that way. And so yes, and I did just tell this to Doug. I cannot drink right away. I cannot. So if anyone uses the hydrate thing, I won't be able to drink for 30 minutes because I'm required to do a mouthwash twice a day, and then I can't eat or drink for 30 minutes after it. So yeah, and I'll see how long I can go for. My hope is that I won't. The talking won't make my mouth start hurting. If it does, then I might have to stop early. But, well, first let me finish saying hi to everyone. Then I'll tell you, yes, J-Mac, I'm very much on drugs. Let me finish saying hi to everyone, and then I will give you some more info, okay? Hello, Gwen. Hello, Gwen. How are you doing? How are you doing, Gwen? I'm doing okay. I woke up in the middle of last night because the painkillers wore off. Hello, Lee Lane. So glad you're here, Lee Lane. Before stating it, I'm always wanting to end the stream early. I know, J-Mac, it's terrible. I know, right? Not J-Mac, I'm sorry. Matt Saigai, right? Okay, guys. So it looks like that's everyone. Hello, J-Mac, by the way. So a few things here. If we get to $40 donated, we will do an After Dark stream. And if we get to 60, we will do a movie night and After Dark stream. Okay. Movie night and After Dark stream. So my plan was that if we do make enough today, and if we don't, it's okay. If we do make enough today, we will watch Ran together. If you'd like to, we could watch Ran, which is that movie I told you all about when I was ranking movies, that Japanese movie. So I thought we could do that if we get to $60 a day. I will say this though, I'm already like screwing myself over by saying this. If my mouth starts hurting terribly later, then we might have to move it to tomorrow. But whatever the case, it'll either be today or tomorrow that we will do the Rand movie if we get to 60. Okay. If we get to 40, we'll just do an After Dark. All right. CR doing his bit of capitalism for the day. Technically, I guess it could. It's still. I guess it's technically part of capitalism. Although I'm not. I'm not. If you view capitalism as a relationship between employer and employee and everything that comes along with it, it's not capitalism. But yes, I see what you mean. Okay. Okay. So. Oh, we could also do that, Matt Saiga. We could also watch Weapons. Matt Saiga. Let's put it this way: if I'll let you all decide if we. That's the other option we had was Weapons or Ran. Okay, so either Weapons or Ran. All right. So I totally forgot about Weapons. All right, you guys. So hello, Trumfailed. How are you doing, by the way? All right. Okay, guys. So we have a lot to. Exactly, Gwen. Movie means no talking. 60 for the movie, Matt Saigai, which is what I did last time. I said 60, and then we would do the movie night. Okay. All right. So guys, we have a lot to talk about today. I'm going to try and make it more of a relaxed stream. What we're going to talk about might not be that relaxed. Okay. It's probably not going to be that relaxed because, we're living in hell. But if we, yeah, so I do have a few stories that aren't that great. But then we're going to hopefully do some more relaxing stuff, just kind of watch some videos together. Okay. That's fair, Trump failed, because it's supposed to be Friday fun day, even though it's not going to be that fun. All right. As always. So, okay. I mean, it'll be fun, but it won't be that joyous. Let's put it that way. I don't know how the fuck to phrase it. Let's go on here. I'm going to put up the scene here for those that just came in. Again, if we get, yes, it'll be fun. Don't worry. We'll have fun. Hello, elevator lady, by the way. So again, for those that are just came in here, if we get to $40, we'll do After Dark. If we get to 60, we'll do After Dark with a movie, whether it be Weapons or Ran. Okay. Okay. I probably would prefer Weapons. We'll do Weapons, not Ran. Okay, because Ran is like at 2.5 hours. Could probably be better if we do Weapons, which is not that long. Not as long as that. Okay. So anyway, guys, let's talk. First of all, the first horror we have to greet us today. By the way, first of all, guys, today is national, or just, I don't know, Nakba Day. It is a day to remember the Nakba of the Palestinians when Israeli settlers launched a campaign of ethnic cleansing and mass dislocation online. Okay, or not online, in Israel. God. I was answering Elevator Lady's question when I said online. Elevator Lady said, I don't see the coffee link to send. So it should be linked at the top of the Twitch chat, Elevator Lady. Do you not see it there? It should be pinned. Okay, yeah, you got it. And so anyway, so today is International Nakba Day in remembrance of the Nakba. That's why I'm wearing this. Okay, so that is why I'm wearing this, and obviously just to remember about Palestine. Okay, we can never forget genocide that's happening over in Palestine, the mass delocation and murder of Palestinians. That's classic colonialism, evil Nazi colonialism. Hello, Body Swap. Coming over from the YouTube side. Hi, hello. Is chat broken? I don't think it's broken unless there's something I'm missing. It looks like it's working on my end. I don't know what's happening over on YouTube. YouTube seems to be weird a lot of the time recently. Okay, let's talk, guys. Let's talk. So the screen chat is oh my God, you're right. It is. Here, let me fix it. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. There we go, guys. It's fixed. It's fixed now. I just had to reset it. I don't know what was happening, but there you go. Someone send a message. Someone send a message right now. Let's make sure that it's not frozen still. Okay. Let's see here. Interesting. Give me a second, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to restart it completely. That'll help. Okay, we'll just quickly restart it. Exit. It is frozen. We'll just restart the whole damn thing. Yes. Is it going to force me to update it? Oh my god! If it's doing a forced update, I'm gonna. I hate when computers do that. They force you to update some shit when you're in the middle of some shit. Okay, let's see if that worked. We'll see if that helped a bit. It might not. There we go. Okay, there we go. So anyway, hopefully that'll work now. So guys, let's get into some news, right? Let's get into some news stories. First of all, the first thing I wanted to talk about was sent to us, I believe, by Doug. Not you know, I should say Antifa. Was sent to us by Doug, Antifa Doug, not Doug D-U-G, okay? Was sent to us by Antifa. Fun fact here. Fun fact, you know how a lot of Americans love criticizing other countries and cultures and shit like that. Well, fun fact here. There are only 16 US states that have banned, completely outlawed child marriage. Which is fun. Elevator lady, thank you. Let me see here. Let me see. I'm looking up what elevator lady just sent. Okay, let me get it open now. I'm very slow today, folks. Please bear with me. Thank you so much, elevator lady. Oh, elevator lady. Elevator lady said handsomest streamer award. Thank you. I am more handsome than Hassan. We only need 15 more bucks, folks, and then we will do the Jester After Dark. Thank you so much, elevator lady. Okay, so there are only 16 states that have outlawed child marriage in the United States. Okay. And yeah, so and people don't know about this, by the way. People don't know about this. Now, there are lots of other states who have limited it to like you have to be like 17 or which, isn't as bad as like 10, I guess, but still uh, there are also multiple states that have no limits on child marriage. Yeah. Since some states you have to a judge has to okay it or you have to have a guardian's permission. Other states you don't. But, that's a bit backwards. And just to show you how insane this is, one of those states that that just yesterday finally put a ban on child marriage, at least to a certain, like at a certain age, at least. Because before this, they had no ban whatsoever on child marriage. You could basically marry as young as you wanted. Uh, and by the way, a lot of times it's religious groups that do this, like far right wing Christian religious groups. Yesterday, they had a vote in Oklahoma on whether to ban child marriage. And on a funny note, it did pass. Okay, so it allows it gets rid of all child marriage and now removes the current statutory language. Well, okay, you can still get married there as a child, but you have to be like 16 or 17. Regardless, when they voted, when they voted, there were 36 Republicans who said no, we don't want to ban child marriage. And it was like 60 something to 30 something. A lot of Republicans voted yes to banning it, but like a large number voted no. 36 of them voted no. They don't want to ban child marriage. And then they said the reason for that was because it's, government interference or whatever. Now, I don't know about you, but that's kind of fucked up. What I don't think it's because I'm high. I think that's just fucked up. That good for them. They passed it, but like 36 of the legislators are like, that's government interference. You need to allow child marriage. And it's probably not that much of a coincidence that a lot of them were evangelical Christians who have this weird idea of like child marriage as being a good thing, and they're all men. They probably want to have because they're all probably a bunch of pedos anyway, because that's America for you. But isn't this just further proof that we live in a pedocracy? Okay, that there were like 36 of these legislators that are like, yeah, we shouldn't ban that. We should keep that in place. Why not, right? And you see here, yep, Druzilla, they don't want the fire. Okay. No, totally, Lane, right? I would like the government to interfere with basic child welfare. I agree, Lane, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, so like that'd be nice if they interfered with like making sure every child had a house, food, things like that. You know, but of course they don't like children, and we don't like children in this country. Not we, but a lot of folks don't seem to like children. We like killing them, we like molesting them, we like whatever, assaulting them, and now there's a bunch of people who want to keep child marriage. Now, this is just one state, by the way. This is just one state. Okay, this is just one state, but I'm going to show you a map of all the other states. So here is a map of the United States in terms of child marriage laws. So by the way, guys, the next time you hear someone, the next time, global, global, come on, global, who are you, by the way? Because you've been in here a long time, but sometimes you say things that make me super sus, and I'm just curious, sorry, global. Global, you just said underage crime happens, in my opinion, because people do not know it is illegal. What do you mean underage crime happens because people do not know it's illegal? Would you clarify that statement for me, Global? Because if you mean that like people don't know that it's bad to assault a child, then I feel like that is not the case. And by the way, it's legally irrelevant. Even if you don't know, ignorance is not an excuse for breaking the law, according to the American justice system. But anyway, I'm just curious what you mean by that, Global. Okay. So okay, we advertise drinking and you know what? Actually, okay, global. I maybe I misinterpreted what you were saying. I agree partially that there needs to be more like, well, maybe I don't know, maybe because I feel like that is still. Why would you need to advertise that? But okay, that's okay, Global. I get what you're saying. Okay. Hello, R6. I see what you're saying now, Global. Um, so R6 natural rights. What does that mean, R6? What do you mean? What does that mean, natural rights? Hello, R6LANV. All right, so let's go on here. Here we have a map of states that, in their laws, in terms of the minimum age a child is allowed to marriage. You can see here that California, by the way, it has no minimum age. Neither does New Mexico. Oklahoma now does. They just passed it. Or Mississippi. Okay. So that's good. No minimum age for child marriage. And then for the light blue states, you can marry at age 15 to 16, which I'm sorry, to me is still way too young. Okay. No, that global, I completely believe you. Okay. Forgive me if I sound like I'm coming after you. I understand your perspective now. People literally don't know a lot of times. That is fair. I can see a scenario. Different countries have different what's the term? Adulthood ages of consent. So I could partially understand that, global. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. So regardless, but 15 to 16 to me is way too young for anyone to marry. I don't care. Like 15 to 16, no one should be getting married at 15 to 16. I know, maybe I'm being oppressive or whatever. I don't mean to sound like insane. I hope that doesn't sound insane, me saying that 15 and 16-year-olds shouldn't be allowed to marry, but I don't think they should. Okay. And anyway, whether it be someone older than them, younger than them, any age at all, they shouldn't be allowed to marry. Regardless, most states, and almost most of them are, almost all of them are red states. So Republican states still allow 15 to 16-year-olds to marry. The yellow states, including yours truly, Ohio, allow 17-year-olds, and then 18-year-old, it's yet to be you have to be an adult, 18 and up, to marry in the dark blue states, almost all of which are uh blue leaning. Okay, blue leaning states, or at least were democratic minded states, more progressive states in some ways. Okay. So just to clarify there, this country is like backwards in a lot of ways. And so the next time you hear in America, talking about, I don't know, how India treats women, like India treats children badly, or Muslims treat children badly, or whatever it is, just be like, well, yeah, probably, but there's also America, which still allows child marriage and things like that. Okay, like You see what I mean? All right. There's a lot of places around the world that don't treat children well, but like America is not exempt from that. So can we just can we acknowledge that? All right. And guys, I don't even know. I'm just kind of throwing words out there. By the way, I don't know enough about Islam and children or, whatever. I'm just kind of you get the idea. That's the general refrain is people will be criticizing other cultures. Okay. So Trump failed. I like to play devil's advocate, but I literally cannot think of a reason. Yeah, no, I agree Trump failed. I literally cannot think of a legitimate reason for a 15 to 16-year-old to get married. It is insane to me. Okay. And so can we just like not do that? Can we please have one thing in this country that isn't insane? Like I would rather not allow child marriage. Can we just not do that? Please. Oh God, why? Okay. I need more drugs. Not because my mouth is in pain, but because I'm emotionally in pain. Hello, Sir Bart. How are you, Sir Bart? Are you doing well, Sir Bart? Sir Bart, we're talking about how these grand United States still allow child marriage in multiple states. So that's good, right? Aren't you so proud? You're so proud and patriotic, Sir Bart. Okay. Hello, Parkours. How are you doing, Parkours? You doing well? You doing well, Parkours? Yeah, child marriage is the low bar, but we can't even jump over that bar. Hello, Alyssa. How are you, Alyssa? Alyssa, so glad you're here. Alyssa, we're talking about child marriage in the United States, which is still a thing. Yay, right? Okay, so can we at least fix that? Thank you, Parkours, for booping me. Boop. All right. Parkours, I cannot yet hydrate because I just did a mouthwash, so I apologize. Yes, you are my child. Right, there you go. Okay. Matt Saiga, a reform counselor resigned after being outed for being a porn star. I feel bad for them. Oh, me too, Matt Saiga. Like, I don't care. If you're a porn star, I don't give a shit. I thought it would mostly be Navy. Okay. So, guys, yeah, Alyssa, insane. So let's go on, shall we? So that's just one fun story. That's one fun story. Okay. So that's good. We need to ban child marriage in this country, and it's crazy that we haven't yet. Let's go on to speaking of more insanity coming out of this country. Mike Moon had an impassioned speech to keep it around. Insane, Alyssa. I swear our politicians only get excited when they get to, I'm about to say something I probably shouldn't say online, but they only get excited when they get to pass legislation that's about oppressing children. Let's put it that way. Yeah, that's true, Matt Saiga. If we get $60 in total, we will watch Weapons later today. We already have 25. So if we get what? I don't know. I can't do math. I'm okay. What 35? We get 35 more dollars. We will watch Weapons later, okay? And if we get to 40, we'll do an After Dark. So 40 is just After Dark. 60 would be watch Weapons and After Dark, okay? Later today. Okay. So let's go on. Speaking of American backwardness and how not all Americans are backwards, obviously, but like we still have a pretty big. Thank you so much, JMac. Thank you for the gifted sub. And I'm not sure. Let me quickly make sure I add that in here. So how much is that? That is $2. I can't remember. How much is a sub? Sorry. How much did that cost you, JMac? Okay, would you tell me? Is it like $2, $4? How much? Just tell me. $6? I don't think it was $6. Was it $6? I'm gonna wait until JMac tells me how much it costs. $6? Okay. I don't trust Matt Saigai. All right, $6 plus 25. Okay, we're at 31. Yay. Okay, let's go on. So here's a fun. We have a bunch of American lunatics everywhere. I know you do, Matt Saigai. So here we have. This is from Right Wing Watch. More and more. By the way, these guys have a massive stream. We still have a far-right death cult that controls a lot of things and are very popular. I know. I'm sorry, Alyssa. Eventually, I'll make sure it's not on a work night, okay? And this is another example of one of these far-right Christian talk show hosts. So just listen to what they're talking about, okay? All right. Wait for it. It's telling us.
There are times of financial necessity. There are also a reality of depends on the work. And so I don't believe that women are equally equipped for all jobs.
Oh, definitely not.
Right. So, and I know you agree with that too. So if a woman says, my kids are grown, I've homeschooled them or educated them for 15 years, and now I would like to teach kindergarten and second grade at the local Christian private school.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a wonderful thing. And I think it's a very feminine act.
It's a nurturing thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Global, thank you so much. And Global, I feel bad that I was like, I made a bad assumption about what you were saying, but thank you so much, Global, for the $10. Global just sent 10 and said just because. So glad. All right, thank you, Global, very much. Global, by the way, has been around for ages. I don't call out Global that often, but Global has been in this community for like months upon months upon months. So glad to have you here, Global, as always. Are you on the Discord, Global? Are you on the Discord? If not, it's okay. I'm just curious. I don't think I've ever seen you in there. Okay. Anyway, so let's go on here. So we just got to 41. Thank you, Global, which means that we're gonna do an After Dark. Now we just need 19. All right. So let's continue.
or if she wants to do mercy ministries or work that has to do with the care of others or hospice, or these are more feminine expressions of career.
Yeah.
And so I think that, yes, on point number one, which is there exceptions to the rule? The rule is, yes, if you have children, especially young children, your job is to keep the home. Your also your duty as a wife is to be helping your husband. And so all of your help,
Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Louise. So Louise just sent 6 more. So I'm trying to keep, we're almost there. Oh my God, we're already almost there. We're at 47. We just need 13 more.
In existence should be within the shadow of your husband.
Okay. So you heard the messaging there, right? You heard the messaging there. The messaging there, they're just gross scumbags, Drizella. We're on a hype train. Thank you guys so much, really. You're cheering me up, okay? So the general messaging here, hello, Louise. Thank you so much for the contribution, Louise. The general messaging here is that, there are certain roles. Oh my God, you guys are the best. Thank you, Jonas. That is 4 more plus 4. So now we only need 9 more. So thank you, Jonas. Hello. Is that women, there are certain jobs that only women should have, okay? Literally, he said at the end that women should be in the shadow of their husbands. And their main goal, of course, is to raise children and such. And then if you, by the way, also went after men, by the way, and to some extent, because he said that, teaching is a feminine profession. That's what only women can really be good teachers, which is something, guys, that I've dealt with, because most teachers are women. And I know this sounds weird, but I've dealt with being discriminated against because I'm a male teacher. And I know I'm not saying that like as a man, I'm super oppressed, but yeah, at a lot of time in a school setting, there are very few male teachers and people don't trust men as much around children as they do women, which is sort of a weird misogynistic thing that people do. Oh my God. Thank you so much, J-Mac. Okay. So we got, only 3 more folks. Amazing. Thank you guys. So yeah, these guys are monsters and their message is very popular. They have a very popular channel. So just realize that not only do we have the manosphere screaming about this shit, okay? The manosphere screaming about this shit. We have the right-wing Christians screaming about this shit. Women are taking it from every direction all at once right now. Yeah, okay? So that's no good, right? I can't stand it. Lee Lane, my daughter has always done better with male teachers. She had 4 in elementary school. Yeah. And honestly, I do wonder sometimes, Lee Lane, and I know that she's your daughter, but I wonder if like a lot of the issues we are seeing here. What was that? LaCroix, thank you so much, LaCroix. Oh my God, LaCroix. Okay, you know what? We just made it. We're going to watch a movie tonight. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, you guys, you're the best. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, J-Mac, you're the best. Thank you guys. Oh my God, you're going to make me cry mainly because I'm drugged up. But thank you guys. Thank you so much, LaCroix. Really, LaCroix's the best. Thank you, J-Mac. Thank you, Louise. We did it. So that's okay. We're talking about gender over in Discord. Cool, LaCroix. So I just want to let it clear, guys, we will do an After Dark tonight. And we will also watch a movie. So we're probably going to watch Weapons. We'll probably watch Weapons and then we'll do an After Dark. Okay. But please donate more. If we get to 100, I will not stop streaming until the After Dark. How about that? Okay. Anyway. Okay. So there you go. There you go. So just to show you that, we're not only do we have child marriage, we also have, I'm not joking, Matt, like I will. Obviously, I'll need to go get food, but then I'll come right back and eat it on stream and stuff. Okay. So did you poll? I did not yet, Louise. I could do that. You know what? I will. I'll put up a poll on Discord. There's only really a few movies that I'm up to watching right now. I will, but yeah, I'll put up a poll. Okay. All right. What happened, CR? I think I've missed something. You didn't. Oh yeah, you missed, Drusilla. We raised enough money to do an After Dark and a movie watching thing tonight. Okay. All right. So anyway, going on here. So that's fun. People don't want to. People want child marriage apparently, and they also think women should stay at home and shit. And now this is gross. Now I want to be clear. I live in Ohio, and one of the people running for governor in Ohio is Vivek Ramaswamy, who I can't stand. I cannot stand Vivek Ramaswamy. That being said, I do not appreciate all the anti-Indian, I guess you could say, racism happening, even from the right wing, which just goes to show you why the fuck would you ever be a person of color and run for the right, run on the Republican ticket? I mean, do you hate, like, what? Why are you enabling the racist monsters? Okay, so anyway, this is a video of another very far right Christian right wing guy who's very popular, especially in the South. Just listen to what he has to say about Vivek Ramaswamy. And again, not a fan of Vivek Ramaswamy, but like it's just disgusting how these people even talk about their own. Okay. All right. So you'll see here in a second.
It matters that every president we've ever had, not that they truly are Christian, but they all at least had to pay credence. They all had to tip the hat. They all.
Do you like that? Like they at least had to bow, they had to bend the knee to Christianity, right? They had to be obedient little dogs to Christianity, is what he's saying. He's saying every elected official needs to bend the knee to Christianity.
In their rhetoric, had to be a true regenerate Christian? No, but they all had to at least profess it. Do you really want to open Pandora's box? Because it won't be a one-time scenario. You get someone like Vivek, and this is what I was arguing 2 years ago during the presidential election. I was like, you get Vivek, you've just opened the door for Hindus, for an Indian scam.
Don't you? Okay, I'm sorry. I love when he pauses on Hindus and he's like, to Hindus. And then he like pauses for dramatic effect. Because, you know, he didn't think that we would be watching this. So his audience are probably all a bunch of disgusting racists. And so like all he had to do was say Hindu, and then everyone's going to flip out. All right. Okay. Oh, I know Matt Saiga. I know Rokan is a Hindu, but this is a right-wing guy. Vivek Ramaswamy is right-wing. That's why I think they're going after him, because they don't, you know, they know the Democrats are like racially diverse, which they don't like. So but when one of their own is, then they can't have that shit. All right. So anyway, it's just gross.
Scammer Hindu. And at that point on, it's a whole new ballgame. No one has to tip the hat to the Christian faith.
Yeah.
No one has to placate to Christians in America. You should have to placate to Christians in America if you want to be a leader in America.
See, like, I love this. I'm sure these people would scream about what they view as Sharia law in other countries, but like he's basically saying everyone needs to bow to Christianity here. I just cannot. They have no self-reflection at all.
Right? This would change everything. Same thing with a woman president. I said it back with Hillary. I was like, look, Trump is way better than Hillary on all the moral issues. But even if he wasn't, if Trump was slightly worse than Hillary on some big moral issues,
okay,
simply by virtue of him being a man, he would have my vote. Why? Because again, it would be Pandora's box. It would be
that is literally the dumbest thing you can possibly say. Like, our civilization is going to collapse soon, folks. I'm just going to tell you that. If he thinks that we should vote for someone just because of their gender, even if the other person is worse, okay, like that is civilization collapsing shit. Okay, I'm just saying that is so stupid.
The first woman president, setting a new precedent for all of time that, in terms of laws of average, maybe the first woman, maybe they're exceptional. But now we're going to have women presidents for the next 250 years because we opened the door. We're going to have not just one of them, but dozens of them. And on
based, like, I mean, based if they're good presidents, like, honestly, obviously, I don't want a president that's bad, no matter what the gender is. But like that sounds base to me. If we get a bunch of really good women presidents, I'm all for it. Who the fuck cares? Right? Who the fuck cares if it's like yeah, isn't this a great freeze frame? You're right, Lurking Snow Leopard. Look at this freeze frame, folks. Oh my god, he is having a lot of fun with that mic, isn't he? Right, SoCal? Anyway, I thought you would enjoy that, SoCal, so that's why I said it. Anyway, okay.
Average, the dozens of female presidents versus the dozens of male presidents, those female presidents will be objectively worse. Those Hindu presidents will be objectively worse.
Why? This is just dumb. Like this racism and misogyny, like it really just makes you look stupid. Like, so objectively worse, you don't even know the person. Like I have so much trouble wrapping my mind around this because I never have felt like I've never felt this like underlying just hate a group and think they're like you know what I mean? Like it's hard to wrap my mind around this. Like why you don't know the people that you're talking about. I don't understand. Anyway, yeah, exactly, Promethean Rebel. Like
so all that back to Vivek, not only will he scam Ohioans, not only will he flood them with H-1B visas and rob them of their inheritance and their wealth, but if he becomes the governor of Ohio, you have solidified Vivek's political career for the rest of his life in America. So he's not going away.
I mean, I don't like Vivek. I don't want his political career solidified, but what's your critique of him personally? Like, why don't you want him to have, like, I don't get it.
Exactly. This is the chance to say, no, never, ever, go back home. Get out of our country. You were...
SoCal says, arguably, we already have a woman president with bunker... Hey, SoCal, that's misogynistic. Okay, bad SoCal.
Born in America, sure, by days. Your dad hates our country, never took the time to become a citizen. You're an anchor baby. Your family built their wealth by robbing white people with miracle drugs that you knew were not going to be viable. You became a billionaire. You paid your way onto every podcast. You've been lying. You've been deceiving. And this is not American. You are not American. You are a Hindu. You are
I love that. I'm sorry. I love that. You're not an American. You're a Hindu. Yeah, America has lots of Hindus. Okay, we have... Okay, and you guys, I'm not like rah, 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 rah. There you go, Strumfield. Right, you're supposed to piss me off. Like, yeah, no, and notice, you're right. Lurking Snow Leopard, I did not notice that until you said that. That is fascinating. Look at the wall behind him, guys. Over on the right side of the screen, there are images of crusaders. Oh my God, he's a man. He's a monster. He's a monster. Okay. Like, he actually has images of crusaders on the wall behind him. Okay, you know what? This guy's shit. All right. Anyway, I was gonna say, I'm not rah, rah, rah. I'm not rah, rah, rah American, but like, we have so many people of different religions here. Like, it is crazy. We have massive religious diversity, and we have for a very long time. Even when it was primarily, like, even when it was founded by like a bunch of different Christian groups, there was a massive different number of different types of Christian. And I'm not like, you know, I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying, like, it's just factually untrue to be like, well, you're Hindu, you can't be American. No, literally, that's like what America is. It's like a big melting pot and shit of different peoples. Okay, but anyway, yeah, it's a movie or something. There were teepees at one point. Oh, God. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah. No, no. Grisella, don't you dare forgive SoCal. I'm gonna milk this for all I want. I'm gonna milk this as much as I can going after SoCal. Okay, I'm just kidding. I love you, SoCal. All right. All right.
Polytheist, you are a false idol worshiper. Go home. Get out of our country. I don't care about you quoting Thomas Jefferson. I don't care about you pretending to honor the founders. This is America. We wear shoes in this country.
Okay. Oh, no. We're not playing this game. We're not playing this game. Did you hear that shit? We wear shoes in this country. Okay, you're a fucking racist pig. I didn't hear that last time. No, we're gonna listen. We're gonna finish it, Mad Sci-Guy, but like I had to stop it there because that is insane. By the way, on the back, real fast, guys, on the back of his mic, you know how he just said that Hindus are like idolatrous, they worship idols or whatever, that bullshit? Okay. So you notice that on the back of his mic, there is a PX, which stands for Jesus Christ. That is a Catholic symbol. All right. That is a Catholic symbol. Now, what's funny about this is I'm guessing he must be Catholic or some offshoot of Christianity or some offshoot of Catholicism, whatever the case, is that it's funny that he's saying that Hindus are idolatrous, since a lot of Christians view could easily say that Catholics are idolatrous, because Catholics have a bunch of different saints that they will pray to, and they have imageries and icons of. And throughout history, there have been a lot of conflicts between different groups of Christians, especially anti-Catholic Christians who don't like the Catholics because they view them as having multiple idols that they worship. So it's just funny to me that he goes after. He claims Hindus are idolatrous when he's from a Christian sect that has historically been oppressed for being viewed as idolatrous. Anyway, okay, so it doesn't matter anyway, but that's just a fun fact. Yeah, there you go, Mithril. Also, high Anglicans do. I know there's like several branches that use like Catholic imagery or use images like the Orthodox Church does too. But anyway, yeah, Jesus was barefoot. So Cal apparently.
Beef in this country. We worship Christ exclusively in this country.
Oh yeah. He also, by the way, said we don't we wear shoes and we eat beef. So do a lot of Hindus. Okay, to be clear, guys. To be clear, a lot of Hindus also eat beef. Okay. Yeah, there are some Hindus who don't eat it. Quite a few Hindus who don't eat it. But depending on where you are in India, depending on the type of Hindu you are, etc., a lot of Hindus eat beef. So that's just funny to me. And obviously, that's just a classic like racist, ignorant trope that you view, like you think of in Hindu, and then you think of like don't eat cows. Cows are worshipped and sacred, etc. Okay, India is the big place. There's a lot of variety in what people believe in regards to that. Yeah, I know, shocking, Lacroix. Are you saying people are a monolith? Right. So, like, yeah, exactly. So, like, anyway, he's such a moron too. This is almost embarrassing. I'm having trouble watching it because of how uneducated he is. All right.
Country. We don't rob people of their wealth in this country. Get the
SoCal, SoCal, some Hindus do eat beef. Absolutely, some eat beef. Okay, not every Hindu so a lot of Hindus in India. There are different kind of regional traditions and stuff in India. Not every Hindu in India follows the practice of not eating beef. Okay, so
hell out. That's the proper response.
So, oh my God. So I just wanted to show you these couple clips, folks. This is the state of the country. Yay for us. Child marriage. Women need to stay home and be in the shadow of their husbands. Hindus are like horrible or whatever. Okay. We don't rob of people of their wealth in this country. Hilarious nightfall, even though this whole country was taken from another group of people. Anyway, they're very popular, Jonas. Now, Jonas, I want to be clear here. They're not like massively popular, but for a lot of evangelicals, they're very popular. Okay. And he's very popular. Let me quickly look it up here. I'm going to see how many Americans view themselves as evangelicals, evangelical fundamentalists. Percent America. I'm just seeing percent America. So a quarter. So that's unfortunate. That's about what? 25% of Americans identify with the religious beliefs of that guy. Now, does that mean they all listen to him? No, but it is a massive chunk of the country, and that is very unpleasant. Okay. So, all right. So the funny he's doing this, the Kingdom of Heaven. I know, right, Sir Bart? Was that Kingdom of Heaven, Sir Bart? Was that actually a clip from was that actually an image from Kingdom of Heaven? That's crazy. Okay, that's crazy. By the way, though, not every evangelical is like a crazy fundamentalist. I want to point that out. But a lot in the United States, a lot of them are. Okay. All right. All right. So yes, yeah, oh yes, SoCal, correct. Okay, my point was that he was conflating being Indian with Hinduism. That's fair. Yeah. All right. So, okay. I can't. All right. So that's fun. Everything is going so well. Let's go on to a cute story here. By the way, we do have some news. Yeah, Sir Bart, the people who love the Crusades seem to miss how they weren't very successful, right? And that's not great. Hello, Mayflower Kid. Hello, Mayflower Kid. So let me just go here. Fun story here. Did you guys hear this story? This is sort of a feel-good story. You know what? Let's do a feel-good story first. Actually, no, let's do the boring, not the boring story, but another non.
Well, we do have
another fun story first, okay? Or I guess it's an interesting story. It might be fun. Whatever. I'm just going to tell you the story. So let's do some UK news. Keir Starmer facing growing pressure to resign. His Minister of Health, I believe it is, Minister of Health is resigning. Streeting is his name, and it is thought that he might end up running to be the next prime minister. He might challenge Keir Starmer. So it appears that everything is falling down around Keir Starmer. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Now, I am concerned. I do hope. Is that in Matt Saga, though? Seriously, is it? Because this is what I read today. Maybe he isn't running. I don't know. He isn't contesting. Got you. This was from yesterday, this story. So they may have been updated. Okay. It may have been updated. But I will say, I was about to say, Gwen, I don't want Streeting to win because isn't Streeting farther right wing than, isn't Streeting more right wing than Starmer? I certainly hope. Gotcha. Andy Burnham. Oh, Andy Burnham. Really? I didn't read that. I only saw this yesterday. This news story is from yesterday. So I didn't see the update. Is Andy Burnham better than, let me look up Andy Burnham. Please tell me Andy Burnham is not a lunatic. Oops. What's his name? Andy Burnham. All right, Andy Burnham. Okay, what are his? He was. Oh, God damn it. Okay, so I guess he is still kind of a right wing guy, isn't he? He identifies as a socialist. He does say, really, Streeting is privatizing the. Okay. Okay. Well. Okay, I guess it's not perfect. But he's soft left, and I got you, Matt Saigai. Okay, insane. Well, that sucks. So, regardless, I'm all for Keir Starmer going bye-bye though. So bye-bye Keir Starmer. They're going to challenge him. So let's just watch this short video. Obviously, this may not be fully updated to what happened yesterday. He did some good work in Manchester as mayor. He did. Okay, so that's good. Has he Mithril? Okay, thank you guys for telling me. So Burnham has been pretty good for Manchester. If that's the case, then at least we should give him I guess if he's pro-Israel, I hate that. But at least we should give him a chance because the current pro-Israel guy isn't doing well. And his name is Keir Starmer. So let's see what happens. Okay.
Well, we do have breaking news in the last few seconds from Westminster regarding the Health Secretary, Wes Streeting. So let's go straight to our chief political correspondent, Henry Zeffman, who is there for us now with more details. Henry, just bring us up to date.
Well, the breaking news, Ben, is that Wes Streeting has resigned as Health Secretary literally just in the last 2 minutes. I'm going to read you some of his resignation letter to Sir Keir Starmer.
By the way, this is not the first minister that has resigned. Am I right about that, guys? So, like, everyone is like all these ministers around Starmer are like resigning in protest at him, like, at what happened. And he's the one that's been holding out.
This for the first time as I read it out, but I'll try and get you some of the key excerpts. He talks about progress that he has made as Health Secretary and stats that were reported today. He says there are good reasons for him to remain in post, but Wes Streeting continues.
Really, Gwen?
As you know, that's Keir Starmer from our conversation earlier this week.
That's not good, Gwen. Gwen says it's going to be months of politicking and infighting. That's not good. I say that's not good. Unfortunately, so guys, when you have a left, not like lefties, but like a liberal group, okay, that start infighting while the right wing is taking over, that's very good for the right wing. It'll further cement the weakness of the it'll further cement the weakness of of Labor and any challenge to the far right. I do hope that they get their shit together and just figure out a new leader soon to at least give an image of strength. Because when you're going up against fascists, you need to have stability very quickly and then have a united message. We'll see what happens. I do hope it doesn't break into lots of infighting and politicking for a long while.
Having lost confidence in your leadership, I have concluded that it would be dishonourable and unprincipled to remain as Health Secretary. He talks about how last week's election results, those Scottish and Welsh parliamentary elections...
What do you think he got in exchange for backing Burnham? Do you think he's going to be given a ministerial position? He probably will be, right? He'll probably get Health Secretary again or something, or maybe even something more important than that. Because he's backing Burnham, I'm guessing. I don't know. But I bet there was some sort of exchange that took place.
Elections as well as the English Council results were unprecedented, he says, both in terms of the
Deputy?
scale
he got
of the
deputy?
defeat
Okay.
and the consequences of that failure. And the consequence he is talking about is the possibility of Nigel Farage and Reform UK forming the next government at Westminster. He says, we need vision, but we have a vacuum. Where we need direction, we have drift. And rather brutally, he says this was underscored by your speech. That's Keir Starmer's speech on Monday. He says leaders take responsibility, but too often that has meant other people falling on their swords. You need to listen to your colleagues. The heavy-handed approach to dissenting voices diminishes our politics. He says it is now clear that you will not lead the Labour Party into the next general election.
Yeah.
He says there must be a debate about what comes next, a battle of ideas, not of personalities or petty factionalism.
Yeah, this is all political talk. Let me look up this Luke guy you're mentioning here. Luke, what's his name? Where'd I just go? There we go. Luke, hey, what did he say? Oh, completely destabilizing and a distraction. Completely opposed to a challenge, and he warned that constant leadership could weaken the country. Yeah, so that's an exaggeration. Yeah, they can do it in a way that makes it so it's not destabilizing. They just need to make it quick. Okay, they need to make it quick, and they need to make sure that they then rally behind the new leader. But he needs to be gone. Really, not even that. He said we should move farther to the left. Really? I'm sorry. I was just reading what it said. I shouldn't have read that. I'm sorry. I don't know where to find what you want me to find here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't find it, but I believe you. So he's saying that they need to move further to the left. Interesting. Okay. Let's continue watching this real fast. He's right. Okay, he's right about that.
So he doesn't explicitly say there, although it's quite a long letter, so I might have missed it, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't explicitly say that he is
they shouldn't move further to the left. Okay, guys, I need to... God. You meant further to the left. You meant further to the right. Yeah, that's moronic. Okay, I see what you're saying, Mithril. So that other guy's a fool. All right.
Labour Party leadership and triggering a contest, but...
Hello, Barbara.
Let's be pretty clear. That's what's happening over what...
I can't believe that. I can't believe that Luke guy is saying that they need to move further to the right. And you know that's probably what Starmer thinks too. I mean, did I not remember, Mithril, how I said that a couple days? I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but didn't I say that was going to happen? Wasn't I like normally they end up moving to the right because they cannot view themselves going to the left because of capital? Anyway.
The time frame now develops.
And Henry, yesterday he had a brief meeting, didn't he, over coffee supposedly yesterday morning with the Prime Minister. Presumably some of that is what he told Sir Keir Starmer. What happens next, though? What happens now?
Well, I think we need completely firm clarity.
Shut up, elevator lady. How dare you? Okay, elevator lady says, yeah, we get it. You're always right. No, I'm not. I'm not. But, I'm right like 99.99999 repeating % of the time. Okay, I'm perfect in every way. I'm a little angel. Just kidding. I'm not, obviously.
The Wes Streeting is now saying to Labour MPs, I'm a candidate for the leadership and I want your backing. If that is what he's doing right now, then we have a Labour Party leadership election. And the next question is whether Wes Streeting can get the support of 80 of his colleagues in order to take that to the next stage after that, which is a ballot of Labour
thank you,
Party
elevator
members. Remember, Sir Keir Starmer, assuming he wants to fight on, and every indication he's given is that he will fight on, will automatically have a place on that ballot. He doesn't need the backing of any MPs.
Okay, well, so we know now that
He just is a candidate. There would
look at this guy behind him. That look he's giving, like, I can't even do it. That's kind of how I feel when I see Starmer. I'm like, oh, hi. Do you have a personality? Okay, anyway. So there we go. So that's happening over there, guys. A Smithfield, Akehurst was parachuted into a safe constituency. One he had never visited when they were supposed to. Insane Smithfield. So he's just a piece of shit also. God. The one, oh, really? That is actually Streeting on the right. Well, there you go. Okay, there you go. This is not looking good for Labour. This is not looking good for Labour. If they're really, none of these options are good. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, it's kind of predictable that this is going to happen. But I do hope that the UK, here's the thing too, guys. So if it ends up going that reform, like in the future, starts really majorly winning like national elections and things like that, let's say that they don't end up being as radical as they say. Well, then the next group that's going to take over is Restore. So yay, right? Good. So like, anyway, right now it's not looking good. Louise, then I think it's going to be a tough fight. Yeah. Then I think it's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be a tough fight. In what way, Louise? Forgive me. In what way? Gwen, I hate that everyone is like Starmer, is boring. Boring if he gets the job done. Yeah, no, that is true. Well, that's fair, Gwen, but like, that is fair. He is also just awful. He doesn't get shit done either. Okay. But like, his boringness to me represents him. Oh, I got you, Louise. His boringness represents to me, though, is like symbolic of me of all of his problems. Okay. Because he is boring and he's not populist and he doesn't do things for the people and he doesn't inspire anyone and he doesn't give people hope and he doesn't give anyone revolutionary optimism. And, okay. I got you, Gwen. I got you. All right. So Angela Rayner is my first choice at the moment. I think Streeting knew how hated he is and declined to stand. Well, good. All right, good. All right, so we'll see what happens. This is ongoing. I will say I am happy, though, to at least, guys, I will say, it is still a partial, I mean, this sounds bad. It's still partially functioning as a democratic system in that you're able to at least get rid of your prime minister, okay? And I don't know, again, that doesn't mean it's going to end up changing ideologically the makeup of the current government. But it is a good sign that you can, that at least the party can challenge the prime minister. We don't have that here at the moment, but it's, that's a good thing, but like still not looking good. All right. So that's just an update, guys, for our UK folks and for everyone in here. I recommend, because I'm trying to learn more about UK politics. I used to know a lot more than I do now because it's been so long since I focused on them. Ever since Trump was elected and all the Trump stuff started, I've been hyper focusing on the USA, but I think everyone, in here should learn about UK politics. It's a very interesting case study. And it also will reveal things about American politics as well. There's some similarities. Not a lot. I mean, there are a lot, but not anyway, just look up UK politics. It's interesting. I'm high. What can I say? Matt Sagai, the most absurd thing about the UK is that it doesn't have a written constitution. Yeah, I suppose. Though the UK constitution, yeah, it's not written, but it has worked pretty well. No, Matt Saga, that's not what I'm saying, okay? UK politics, we got a lot of UK people in here. The United States shares somewhat of a heritage with the UK. So like there are a lot of interesting things about the UK that apply directly to the United States, okay? So, global South politics do matter. You're just trying to rage bait me, Matt Saga. Okay. So yeah, the UK constitution is unwritten, but it has worked fairly well in terms of the tradition of it. Now, I'm not an legal expert on the UK, but a lot of the tradition stuff has stood up and worked pretty well. common law and things like that. So anyway, but yeah. All right. So I will say, I don't know if there is much of a, that is true, Matt Saga, that is true. Inverted Panda, hello, Inverted Panda. I will say, I am concerned though, that like, if you, I don't know if, is there like a way to, like change this constitution? I know because it's not a written document. So that's a good point, Matt Saigai. If there isn't like a written document, I suppose it could make it easier to upend the system. I don't know. I'd have to look into it, but that's an interesting point. Okay. But that being said, Matt Saigai, if fascists were to take over in the US, they would discard with the Constitution, the written Constitution too. All right, no free speech. The government gets to decide if you said something hateful. Yeah, the same thing in the US, Gwen, unfortunately. Okay, in a lot of ways. Okay. So, all right, let's go on here. So that's that. That's happening over in the UK. Let's do a little, let's do a couple positive stories, I guess. Okay, I guess. One, we're not going to talk about it. That's true, Gwen. I suppose that's true, but you might get deported. But I see what you mean, Gwen. Not jailed. Okay, that is fair. Here we have the Supreme Court of the United States is allowing the mifepristone, which is an abortion drug, to be accessed by mail across the 50 states. So hey, that is a good thing. It's not perfect at all because we should have legal abortion everywhere, and it should be easily accessible. I want like drive-through abortion clinics. Okay, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm only slightly exaggerating, by the way. Okay, I'm only slightly exaggerating, and I know I'm kind of rage baiting conservatives out there, but like make abortion easy and accessible. That would be very great for society. It'd be great for women. It'd be great for men. It'd be great for everyone. It'd be great for MBs. It'd be great for everyone. Anyway, but I guess this is, good news, is that the state's attempts to ban the abortion pill, okay, have been stymied by the Supreme Court, who randomly makes good decisions and then most of the time makes bad decisions. And this was a good decision. So we'll see. So that's good. It's a small thing because women's rights are being attacked and limited everywhere, but at least it's one small thing that is being stopped from going through. LaCroix, abortion on demand. I mean, why not, LaCroix? I mean, I know that sounds awful. We have the technology to do it. Why don't we just set up a system? Okay, sounds horrible. I literally could defend this if I wanted to take the time and I wasn't so tired. I want to read it. Can you post this? Oh, yeah, absolutely, LaCroix. I will. So I'll post it right here. Copy. Since I'm not going to cover it for too long, but it's just I'm not an expert in medicine, so I don't really want to talk too much about it. Apart from that, is good. All right. Do I support an abortion ban after 22 weeks? I don't really care, Matt Saga. I really don't care. I leave that up to the doctors and shit. Okay, that's an individual's decision. I don't know. Okay, I don't care. It's none of my business. That should be left up to a doctor and a patient. Okay, Mithril, quite a few anti-abortionists have attempted to create drive-through abortion clinics by driving their trucks into them. Yeah, that is true. Okay. Okay. No, I never did, Matt Saga. I never did. You took me saying that there were legitimate moral debates about the end of a pregnancy as me being pro. I never said I was against it. Okay. I was just saying I hate you all so much. Okay. I know. Whenever I say that there are secular, whatever, I hate you. Okay, moving on. So there's that story. Okay, I'm being baited. Okay. So let's do another kind of fun story, I guess. Now I will say this, guys. It's going to be sad. The first part of the story is going to be very sad, and then it'll be very happy. So I want to be clear. Don't get sad, because when you see the first part, Plan B isn't technically an abortion. I believe it stops the eggs from... Is that what that is? Is that what mifepristone is? I thought it was like it actually was like a... whatever. Okay, I don't know. But it does allow you to do a day after abortion or whatever. Okay, or okay, maybe it's not an abortion. That's what the article said, though. I believe the article literally said, yeah, allows abortion pill access. Okay, anyway. So regardless, let's go on here. Okay. Yeah, no, I know Lurking Still Leopard, but this is why you'll see what I mean. Okay. So here is, yeah, I know you all hate. I wasn't being the devil's advocate. I was taught, never mind. I hate all of you. So this happened in Hawaii. Okay. There is a type of seal, SEAL in Hawaii that is endangered. Okay. What is the name of this kind of seal again? Oh my God. I'm so blasted right now. Okay. It is monk seal. This is a monk seal, and they are very endangered. Well, this monster on the right here, who is a visiting tourist in Hawaii, took a large rock and just chucked it as hard as he could at this monk seal, this very beloved endangered monk seal, whose name is Lonnie. It's Lonnie the monk seal, and it was caught on camera. Okay. Witnesses at the scene described that the monk seal, hello, Dolly Boy, how are you? That the monk seal was injured pretty badly. Some say that they don't think it survived. Others say that it seemed to get very badly injured and was kind of dazed for a while. It's still unclear to me whether the thing is alive or not. Okay. I've been reading different articles and I can't tell if it survived or if it's alive, unless there was an update recently. Okay. So this guy just walks up and this is the video. You don't actually see like
caught on video throwing
doing
a coconut-sized rock there. You saw it right there. He was throwing it at a monk seal.
Okay. So he just attacks this monk seal, which is an endangered species off the coast of Hawaii. After this happened, a woman who was watching walks up to him and says, "You can't do that. That's an endangered species." And he says, "I don't care. I'm rich. I'll just pay the fine. It doesn't affect me at all." Because he's a monster, okay? And he walked away. Well, luckily, there were tons of people who filmed this. They immediately doxed his face online, doxed his address, doxed the name of his business, okay? And right after he did this, and I had a video. I don't know if I can find it again. I might be able to find it again. So
he's facing federal charges now. We've learned he's from Washington State. He's been arrested and charged with violating the Endangered Species Act and the Marine Mammal Protection Act. He's expected to appear in front of a judge today. If convicted, he faces up to a year in prison for each charge and likely fines up to $70,000.
So right after this, by the way, and I tried to find a good version of the video, but I couldn't. A local Hawaiian, a very attractive man, by the way, a very attractive man. A local Hawaiian man chased him down and punched him in the face and actually assaulted him. And it seems like the whole state of Hawaii is supporting this assault because I believe it was the governor of Hawaii or one of their top political figures came out and said, "This is what happens when you attack one of our endangered species." Mr. What do you say? Mr. Ambassador of Aloha will come after you. Okay. So I love that line, Mr. Ambassador of Aloha. All right. Which is that kind of like a hello, how to say hello and like greetings in Hawaiian, will come after you. And so this guy tried to flee. He tried to flee back to Washington, but now he's being tracked. So that's the good news. The good news is that like the whole community is trying to protect this seal. And this man's life has been ruined by doing this, and good, he should have his life ruined for it. And I love the public humiliation he's facing. Okay, let's all hope that Lonnie is okay. I'm sure Lonnie will be okay, or at least I hope Lonnie will be okay. Lonnie the seal. Let's just take a look at Lonnie. There's Lonnie the seal. Lonnie's so cute. Lonnie the seal update. Okay, so she's okay. It looks like Lonnie the seal is okay, as far as I can tell. Oh, look at Lonnie. That's AI, but like Lonnie's cute. I want to find a good picture of Lonnie. Here's Lonnie. Oh, Lonnie the seal. So I love that. I love that, right? So that's a good feel-good story. I mean, it's not really that feel-good because poor Lonnie got injured, but at least the man faced justice afterwards. Okay. We got it. So that's the story of Lonnie the seal. I thought you'd all appreciate that. All right. And by the way, the state of Hawaii is considering is actually going to be giving an award to the guy that punched the guy who attacked the seal. So I deeply appreciate that. Aloha to everyone, okay? Isn't that fun? There's my little story there. How's everyone doing, guys? How's everyone doing? We all good? We all good out there? All right. I agree, Gwen. I agree. Reaction channel has the vid. Okay, I'll take a look at it. The vid of the guy getting punched. So everyone can enjoy watching it. Oh, yes. So let's watch this real fast. This should be good. Thank you, Lurking Snow Leopard. Dolly Boy, I'm so sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that, really. That's really rough. Okay. Let's go on.
You've all seen the video of the monk seal that almost got hit by the rock from the tourists who threw it. If you didn't, here it is again. And we've all seen, or some of us have seen, environmental...
Drizilla, I know this is shocking, but I think he's single. As in, like, I bet I have a feel we can guess why he doesn't have a wife, because he's a monster. Now, look at the video at the top, guys. You'll be able to see the Chad walking up to the guy that did this and punching him in a well-deserved assault, in my opinion.
Through it. If you didn't, here it is again. And we've all seen,
you'll see it,
or some of us have seen, environmental activists, I like to call them, who took matters into his own hands to indicate what might happen if you mess with our land or the animals. And our attorney over here wants to make it clear we don't condone violence. But we did make a letter of recommendation.
I love that we don't condone violence, but
recognition for Mr. Ambassador of Aloha. I know everybody's trying
Ambassador of Aloha.
Keep him anonymous. And I do just want to say that from our caucus, you know, we see this all the time with people with a different type of mentality coming in and destroying our stuff, essentially. In this case, animals. But we'd like at least the airline to play this type of video on all flights incoming, so people don't do this kind of stuff. I don't want to leave it on a negative note, but I did want to get that out. Mahalo.
I just love this. By the way, guys, Hawaii is a great place. Hawaii was seized by the American government in an illegal act of aggression. It wasn't illegal, I guess, but it was an immoral act of aggression. It is part of America's colonial empire. The native Hawaiians live in poverty. A lot of them do. It's not a great scenario for the indigenous people of Hawaii in many ways. So, yeah, okay. There's also a bigger topic here about like a bigger discussion we could have here about the tourism on Hawaii, on the islands, and how there's a lot of disrespect for local cultures, customs, things like that. When I was younger, I went to Hawaii. My family went to Hawaii. My parents took me. I don't know if I'd go back modern day unless, I don't know. I would have to I would have to think about some of the ethics of it and such. But it is a lovely place. But there is, just be aware of that. Okay. All right. So, all right. So there's that story there. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Also, Hawaiian food is really good. I make a lot of Hawaiian food. And by Hawaiian food, I mean food that comes from Hawaii, not necessarily indigenous Hawaiian food. Some of it is good. Some indigenous Hawaiian food is good. But like there's been some weird dishes created in Hawaii that are really good. Like, has anyone ever heard of a loco moco? Loco moco. Now, it's very American-esque. Okay. Oh my goodness, Antifa. My grandma's estate has property in Hawaii. She died the year before you graduated. Oh my God, Doug. Okay. So this is a loco moco. It is you put rice on the bottom, and then you put a hamburger on top of it. Okay. Then you pour gravy on it, and then an egg. Okay. And it sounds like it's not that healthy for you, but I will say there's a bunch of flavors and stuff you can add to it. Like this person added onions and mushrooms. You can add, you can have an A1 loco moco where you pour A1 sauce on it or barbecue sauce. It's really good. It's really good. It's very, and you can add spices into it to make it more tasty than it looks, but it's really good. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Other waffles. You can also have it with like pulled pork. You can have it with like barbecue pork or whatever. Yeah, no, I agree, Jonas. And some people do eat it for breakfast. So, but yeah, it's really good. I recommend it. You eat it with a fork, a knife and a fork. Mayflower Kid. You just cut it with a knife and a fork and eat it. That way, you can get it to go. And like it normally comes, it'll come in like to go in like a box like this. You can see how it's just like the egg on top of the meat and then the rice and the gravy. But regardless, guys, to be clear, the indigenous people of Hawaii aren't well treated in a lot of ways. And yeah, just be cautious if you do visit. Make sure you're not exploiting them or culturally appropriating from them. If you buy anything from Hawaii, make sure you're purchasing it from the local people, okay? The indigenous people, at the very least, okay? Do something, okay? Anyway, so, okay. Yeah, don't spend your whole time on a resort. Now, I will say, if you do go, if you do visit, also don't mess with the natives. Like, I guess it depends on the native you ask, right? Anyway, okay. So there we go, guys. Oh my God, it looks so good. I really want to make a Loco Moco now. Maybe I'll do that later. I had a curry one. I had a curry Loco Moco that was really good. Yes. Yeah, sir. But well, I will say, so that's a bit of an exaggeration. Like there is a massive naval base on the Big Island. Or is it on the Big Island or is it on Oahu? I think it's on Oahu. Where Pearl Harbor is. But it's also a massive tourist destination. There's a lot of islands there. Yeah, but you're right. I should agree with you, sir. But yeah, it's basically a massive naval base. Okay. All right. So yeah, exactly. Trump failed. Okay. So I have, are you here, Body Swap? Are you here, Body Swap? Manon? Body Swap? If I'm wrong, Manon, you're not from Hawaii, right? At least you don't live in Hawaii, do you? I thought you lived somewhere. Is it California? You don't have to tell me, but I thought you had some indigenous roots or something. And I can't remember. You told me a long time ago. Forgive me. Or is it California? I can't remember. Forgive me. Okay. All right, you guys. So, CR, do you like smoked salmon? I do like smoked salmon. I like lox. I like lox, bagels and lox. So like, which is kind of a Jewish dish, like where you have cream cheese and you put smoked salmon on it on bagels. I think it's good. Hawaii is so relaxing. And don't look up how it became exactly, Sir Bar. It's very relaxing, but don't look up how it became a state. That's true. Okay. Yeah, I love smoked salmon. Definitely have lox. What is it called? Lox and that's really okay. I'm just talking about food now. You can tell I'm hungry. Oh, you can tell I'm hungry. I might have to go get like a snack here in a second. Okay. And join Discord, please. Join the Discord. For those that are new who showed up, we have raised enough money. We're going to be watching we'll have a couple options of movies to watch later tonight, but we're going to be doing an After Dark and we're going to be watching a movie. So join us for that. We'll probably start that at around 6:30, I'm guessing. We'll start watching a movie. And then after that, we'll do a brief After Dark. It depends on how my tooth is feeling, but after that, we'll do a brief After Dark. Okay. So just to let you guys know, we will be doing that later. We raised enough money for that. Okay. So let's go on here. Let's go on. Look, guys, I need to get a snack. Give me a second. I have not yet, Doug. My mouth was hurting too much. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get just a snack. I'm very hungry. Give me 1 second. Okay. 1 second. That's right. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Dolly Boy. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, folks, I'm back. All right. So I have some leftover beans and hot dogs. I know. You know, you have what you have, huh? Okay. So let's see here. So, by the way, guys, as I said before, if you like the content, you become a member for as little as about $1 a month over on YouTube. That would help me. I'm trying to be able to do this full time for a long time. And if you're over on Twitch, you can subscribe for free using Amazon Prime and send me some of Jeff Bezos's money, which will then also means you don't have to see any ads. Also, if you're over on, you can also just do it regularly. You can also send me bits over on Twitch or super chats over on YouTube. The best way to donate to me, if you would like, is buy me a coffee, which you can use the QR code beneath my face, for example. Or it's also linked in the description, or it's linked at the top of the Twitch chat in a pinned message and at the bottom of the YouTube chat in a pinned message. If you want to send me buy me a coffee. Yeah. All right. So let's I'm gonna eat this obviously while we're doing this. By the way, guys, just a reminder, today is Nakba Day. This is why I'm wearing this. Okay. The kafia is because in memory of the Nakba, the Nakba, which was the mass ethnic cleansing, dislocation of thousands upon thousands of Palestinians, in a massive genocidal act of violence, which is one of the big reasons why Israel and Palestine are situated the day that they are. Massively moved tons of people from their land, not very much talked about historical incident. We always need to remember. We always need to remember the Nakba. Never forget it. Of course, we will. And I'm not meaning to be doomer, but we already have. So, because never again. Regardless, it is national or international Nakba Day. And if we're going to, so might as well remember that, right? We should remember that. And I think it's unfortunate that there are certain crimes in history we remember, like we talk about International Holocaust Remembrance Day, things like that, which we should remember. But we should also remember the Nakba. We should also remember the Rwandan genocide. And can we also remember that some of these things are still ongoing? Like there's still mass death, genocide, and destruction going on in Sudan right now, and in Palestine, obviously, by the hands of a Nazi government. There's some genocidal things happening in Ukraine. We just don't forget that this stuff is happening. Okay. All right. Chud the Builder is an insane story related to what you're doing now. I put an article and reactions. Okay, thank you, Doug. Ice says, also, I think I figured out my issue. 99% sure it's a long-term TBI. Oh, good. That's good. That's good, Ice. I had 4 cookies as a snack. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. Ice says, sorry, Chillum, that's okay. All right, our national day is on Sunday. Oh, congratulations, Drusilla. I don't know. What do you say? Is there like a phrase you say? Happy National Norway Day? I don't know. What is the name? What do you call that day? What would be the translation for that day, Drusilla? Okay, guys. So how's everyone doing out there? Should I hand out some boops? I'll hand out some boops. Ice, you get a boop. Boop. Doug, Antifa, I should say you get a boop. Boop. Jonas gets a boop. Boop. Gwen gets a boop. Boop. Drusilla gets a boop. Boop. Dolly Boy gets a boop. Boop. You get 3 boops, Dolly Boy. Boop. Boop. Elevator Lady gets a boop. Boop. Oops. I just realized my voice is coming through my phone. Most Envied Nation Day is what they call it. Probably. That's cool. Okay. Well, all right. I don't know if you're joking or not, Doug. I believe you. Okay. Mayflower Kid gets a boop. Boop. Who else is here? Are you here? Paleontology Dog, you get a boop. Boop. Who else wants a boop? James Nordoff gets a boop. Boop. Anyone else here that I'm missing? Lacroix gets a boop. Boop. Sorry, Lacroix. Lee Lane, of course, gets a boop. Boop. The Queen, the Discord Queen gets a boop, as always. Okay. Take another no, Doug, I can't. If I take another dose, I will pass out on stream. I swear to God. I'm already like barely awake, I feel like. Okay. I feel like I'm floating on an ocean in absolute bliss. Okay. Anyway, hello, Fox Emblem. You get a boop. Boop. Nothing you can do today can make me mad. Okay. You can be as mean as you want. I won't even care. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'll still be mad at Matt Saigai though. All right. So by the way, poor Fox Emblem has been having such a hard time at work. I'm very sorry, Fox Emblem. You've been suffering terribly, okay, at work. Hope everything gets better for you. Ice. Oh, it's just Ice, it's a prescribed painkiller because there's a hole in my tooth because I got surgery. You see that? You see that? I don't know why I'm showing you. That's kind of gross. Whatever. You can see the metal thing that's in my jaw that I had surgery for yesterday. And so I'm on painkillers right now. I'm on some pretty powerful painkillers, so I'm like really feeling it. I'm like, my eyes are at half mast. Anyway, whatever the case may be, it's legal. It's legal, by the way. It's legal. All right. Perfectly legal. That sounds amazing, Fox Emblem. Okay, guys, I'm just rambling now. Oh, that's cool, Druzilla. 17th of May, we usually just congratulate each other, kind of like everyone's birthday. Awesome. It is not hydrocodone. Okay, it is not hydrocodone. Okay. I'm just going to take a bite of this. All right, let's go on, guys. I thought didn't I already boop you, LaCroix? Oh, whatever. I'm reading back. Never mind. Okay, let's go on. So let's do something interesting, right? Because it is a what? It's not Oxy. I don't have Oxy. Okay. It's a.
Why is Blackstone targeting
what are they
the
called? What? Not benzos. What's the one that everyone's addicted to? Not fentanyl. It's It's one of those ones that's addictive if you like, because they give it too much for pain. But it's like a weaker one of those. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, so okay. What is it called? I'm gonna lose my mind. Altram. Let me find. If you guys are interested, I'll tell you. Altram. Altram. Oh, okay. It's an opioid. Okay, it's Altram and it's an opioid. There you go. Done. Okay. Okay, so it's Altram and it's an opioid. It is not a Percocet. Okay. Anyway, I don't know if Percocet is maybe it is an opioid, but all right. Whatever, we're done. We're done. I'm done sharing. I'm done sharing with that with all of you, okay? Okay. Let's go on here. So let's watch this thing that Meowzord sent us. Poor Meowzord hasn't been around as much. Poor Meowzord hasn't been around as much because Meowzord has moved to Thailand and his time is off, I guess you could say. He is typically asleep when I'm on. Okay, everyone, stop sharing how much you like opioids in the chat, okay? We're very anti-opioid in here. How dare all of you, okay? Please be careful with opioids. I beg you. Exactly, Fox Emblem, right? Okay, please do not overuse opioids, all right? I know we're joking, but it is a serious problem, okay? It really is. I shouldn't be okay, yeah, tramadol, LaCroix, I guess is what it's called, okay? But like a lot of it. It's a pretty big dose of it, apparently. All right, okay, I'm sorry, I'm stopped. Now I'm getting agitated for no reason. What can I say? I'm feeling weird. So let's watch this. This is a video that Meowzord sent us. This is called Everything You Know About Ninjas is Wrong. Why not, right? Why not? Why not? Because, guys, ninjas are really interesting, and they're very deeply misunderstood, though. A lot of people don't understand what they really were like. Okay, exactly. There are people in this community who have felt the ramifications of opioids. And I actually feel, looking back, I feel bad for making light of myself taking them. I want to be clear that they are very dangerous, okay? Very dangerous and extremely addictive. So please be careful out there, right? And I'd much rather we talk about them negatively. Okay, anyway. Okay. So, yeah, very profitable, that's for sure, okay? So, all right, let's go on here. Okay, I'm going to destroy your ninja dreams. So ninjas are misunderstood historically. And later today, guys, we were going to watch a movie together. I originally thought we might be watching Ran, but then I couldn't remember the other movie I mentioned. So we might end up watching Monster. But if we do watch Ran, we'll talk about like some Japanese history and stuff. Regardless, let's watch this about ninjas and let's talk about it. Oh, I know, Fox Emblem. Don't worry, Fox Emblem. I know. Okay, I'm just I'm sure you understand, Fox Emblem, why I'm so careful about it. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna watch Weapons, probably, Jonas. That's what I'm thinking we're gonna watch. That's what I'd prefer to watch. All right, so let's watch this.
Clouds cover the moon as a man climbs up Azuchi Castle on his grappling hook. It's 1580, and the intruder is here to kill a warlord. Dressed in black, he sneaks through the castle halls, throwing stars and smoke bombs from...
Technically, they're called shinobi, not ninjas. I think the Japanese word is shinobi, not ninja. That's just a side note, I believe.
His belt.
Not that it matters. Fuck it. Who cares?
He avoids guards where he can and silently kills them where he can't. Sliding open a door, he lunges, but guards are waiting. When the warlord demands to know who sent him, the assassin bites off his own tongue. Oda Nobunaga, the first great unifier of Japan, survives. For now. This scene has become part of the legend of the ninja.
As far as I know, that story is not nearly what it sounded like. Historically, that didn't really happen. But it certainly one of the issues, guys, with this time period, you got it, Fox Emblem, you got it. Okay, the romanticism is kind of funny. They were kind of just like spies. You're right, Fox Emblem. And they kind of would look like regular people. And a lot of the histories we have of this time period, the era of the Sengoku Jidai, which was sort of Japan's Civil War period, or one of Japan's Civil War periods, the era of the warring warlords and stuff, they're not great. A lot of them are very biased, and they definitely mythologize a lot of the characters involved. So, yeah, a lot of the ninja shinobi stuff is kind of mythologized. Okay.
Or shinobi. The truth is, if anything like this had actually happened, the killer would have been a doctor. He'd have had no smoke bombs or throwing stars, and he wouldn't have murdered guards, but would have passed them with a smile. The ninja mythology is so strong, so cool, that it pulls in stories that are totally unrelated. So who were the real ninja, and where have they gone? A shattered empire. Japan is ruled by a military government, the shogunate. Officially serving the emperor, they've been the real power for centuries.
Yep.
But their authority has crumbled. Daimyo, feudal lords and their armies...
I'm going to do a presentation. I keep saying I'm going to do a presentation on the Sengoku period. It's fascinating to me. And I've already started making one. I just need to finish it. But it's a really interesting period in Japanese history.
...of Bushi, Japan's warrior class, are waging war for territory and power. Close to the capital Kyoto, which all rising powers hope to control, lie Iga and Koka. More than one warlord thinks they're easy to conquer. A mistake. Their mountains act as a natural defense, and their clans work together. But their real strength is the samurai they lend to neighbors and allies, shifting allegiances and spying on threats to keep the fighting far away.
By the way,
these skills...
I need to find a video on the myth of the samurai too, guys, because there's a lot of people who have this view of the samurai as being these honorable warriors who, were very loyal and loved art and stuff. They were brutal motherfuckers, okay? They would slaughter vast numbers of civilians, okay? The samurai are not nearly as romantic and amazing as we like to think they were, okay? And by the way, it's the same thing of the knights of Europe. Not all of them, but a lot of them were horrific too. And we tend to think of like knights as these, chivalrous characters. Well, history is not that nice, okay? It does not nearly look... no, seriously, Fox Emblem, you're not wrong. Okay, Fox Emblem says freaking shinobi were more honorable and respectful than the samurai. Seriously, Fox Emblem, yeah. To give you an example, guys, of how this would work, and I think I've said it before. You guys know how... hello, Paul Squad. So glad to see you. Thank you for the contribution, Paul Squad. Paul Squad says, happy Friday. What cocktail should I make chat work let out early? Ooh, I don't know. I'll let chat decide that, okay? So, you know how, like, the Portuguese brought gunpowder weapons to Japan? So, I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm off track. Fuck you. I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. So, Portuguese, I don't know why I'm always yelling at all of you when you guys aren't going to say anything. Like, you're not going to be mean, but I'm just, like, yelling at you for no reason. Why am I such an asshole, guys? Why am I such an asshole? So Portuguese guns, Japan. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Fox Emblem. Okay. So the Portuguese brought. Here's a good image from Japan. Sort of introduced these sort of gunpowder weapons to Japan, and they were matchlock rifles, or not rifles, matchlock muskets. And when the samurai initially were introduced to these weapons, there was a lot of pushback. Now, and if you ask people who have like a mythological understanding of the samurai, they will say, well, the samurai didn't like guns because they're not honorable weapons, right? They're not honorable. It's much more honorable to fight someone with a sword, correct? Has anyone heard that before? That like the samurai weren't fan of. If you've ever seen like that movie with Tom Cruise, Last Samurai, there's kind of the idea that guns are dishonorable to the samurai because you don't. Okay, so no, that is not why they didn't like guns. That was the ideological excuse they gave for not liking guns. Correct, Fox Emblem. Okay, correct. The reason they didn't like guns, guys, is it allowed the peasantry to pierce their armor. Like literally, guns are very easy to use. You put it in the hand of a peasant, and boy, suddenly your armor and a samurai's armor and sword suddenly doesn't matter much anymore. And that scared the shit out of them because it was a threat to the nobility. It was a threat to the class of samurai warlords and landowners. And if the peasants started getting their hands on these things, it'd be very dangerous for their position as a class. So a lot of, you see what I mean? A lot of stuff we view as like honorable and shit with the samurai was mainly about social control. Okay, social control. And if you broke like a samurai's sense of honor, it was mainly you were disrespecting their authority. All right. They're like the worst form of police, basically. Okay. If you disrespect a samurai's authority, they couldn't allow that. That would undermine the whole system of power and control they had. So then they might literally cut off your head in the middle of the street. They might claim that they had been massively dishonored. All right. And then kill you if you're a peasant, and no one would care. Like, they were not exactly pleasant people, just to clarify. All right. Just to clarify. Anyway, I'll go back to the video about the ninjas. All right.
Of spying, ambush, and stealth are called shinobi tactics, and eager samurai gain a reputation for them. But in recent years, a new power has risen, an inspiring leader and ruthless conqueror who can unify Japan, Oda Nobunaga. After he deposes the shogun in Kyoto, Oda is the most powerful man in Japan. To consolidate his control,
Oda Nobunaga was brilliant, by the way.
Oda invades Koka with overwhelming force, and the district becomes his personal fief. Now alone,
it is, Paul Squaw. Shogun 2 is a very fun game. I agree.
Iga's days.
It's also a beautiful game.
Are numbered. In 1579, Oda's son tries to impress his dad by invading Iga. This plan backfires when local samurai infiltrate his camps. Disguised as merchants and priests, they learn the paths the armies are taking. Then, the men of Iga ambush and destroy them. Oda is furious. You were guilty of a fiasco on the Iga border. Take this as a lesson. He will not make the same mistakes as his son. When the warlord himself invades Iga in 1581, he sends more than 40,000 samurai who destroy every village and temple they...
Yeah, actually, they're doing really good at this. Do you hear that? The samurai destroyed every village and temple. Like, that is brutal.
Encounter, killing thousands.
Yeah.
Iga's samurai are soon bottled up in their castles. The defenders use all kinds of shinobi tricks, lighting torches for fake reinforcements, setting fire to enemy camps, killing scouts, and leading night raids. 3 musketeers lie in wait for Oda Nobunaga himself and kill his guards, but the warlord is undeterred.
But think about that, guys. This is my point, right? They had musket men because they knew that those muskets could pierce Oda Nobunaga's armor, right? And they could at least, you know.
After long sieges, Iga submits to the Oda clan. This victory lasts only a year. Then Oda Nobunaga is murdered, not by a ninja, but in an ambush by disloyal subordinates.
Classic.
The warlord refuses to...
It's like Game of Thrones in Japan, by the way, at this time period, which is why I want to present on it, because it's like this lord secretly kills this lord, and they're sleeping with this lord's wife, and then this lord does. It's very real-life Game of Thrones.
Die by any hand but his own. He commits seppuku, disemboweling himself with his own sword. Order's story may be over, but the story of the ninja is just beginning.
Hello, Brylove.
Without his authority, former allies become rivals, and the men of Iga will help decide who wins that fight. History on a knife edge.
Okay.
The fearsome Oda Nobunaga is dead. Finally, old grudges are paid back in blood, and Oda supporters like Tokugawa Ieyasu...
As a historical figure, Tokugawa Ieyasu is a really interesting guy. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He's kind of like a Napoleon type figure in terms of his political and military brilliance. And no, he wasn't a good guy, mind you. Was not a good guy, but was still brilliant, kind of like Napoleon. And he was one of the last great unifiers of Japan. He was the one that sort of finally completely unified Japan to the most part. And the Tokugawa clan are the ones who ended up uniting Japan under one banner. Okay. He was a really interesting guy.
Hunted down. Tokugawa was one of his closest allies. Now he's in enemy territory with only a few dozen men. His bodyguards of Iga and Koka samurai, led by the legendary Hattori Hanzo, who has served Tokugawa for decades.
They are a Paul Squad, and that shows how brilliant he is. Because he was so real fast here. Tokugawa Ieyasu was actually, his family were actually vassals because they had been defeated in war. They were a vassal to a much more powerful clan, the Imagawa, and they were a very weak clan. And as a matter of fact, after his father lost a war against the Imagawa, Ieyasu, so Tokugawa Ieyasu had to grow up as a captive of their lords, because their lords didn't trust their clan anymore. So they forced Tokugawa's father to give Tokugawa over to them to keep as a hostage until he reached manhood. So he was a child in an enemy's palace when he was young. Okay. But he ultimately, but those enemies weren't able to convert him to their side. And as soon as he was released as an adult, he turned against them. And after being a weak vassal, he ends up destroying them and basically ruling all of Japan. Pretty brilliant guy. Dark, but brilliant.
Their loyalty has only grown since Tokugawa gave shelter to those fleeing the Oda invasion. Now they can return the favor. Tokugawa needs to pass through Iga, a dangerous place full of bandits and samurai hunters. But Hattori's warriors know the mountains well. Their strategy is relying on...
Okay, that's interesting framing. I know, guys, some of you might not find this interesting. I get that this is very specialized kind of history stuff, but you notice how they frame that as the Iga province was full of like bandits and things like that. Well, Iga province was kind of mountainous, and the last shoguns, the rulers of Japan and things like that, were having a hell of a time controlling the countryside in Japan, which is why there was part of the reasons why there was this big civil war breaking out, because a bunch of local landlords had become really powerful and they couldn't really be taxed very well. And taxes were very high. There was like 50% taxes on almost every peasant and every landlord. I mean, like most peasants were taxed for 50% of all they produced, which is a heavy tax. So there were a lot of people that just weren't listening to the central government. And Iga was one of those provinces where it was really hard for the government to maintain control. So we could frame it, and rather than framing it as this area was full of bandits, we could frame it as this area was full of independent peasants and landowners who didn't want to be controlled by the central government. Okay. So they could have also partially been viewed as freedom fighters, I guess you could say, or resistors of a very autocratic taxation system that really abused people. As a matter of fact, at this time, there was a sect of Buddhists called the Iko-Iki, who were it was basically a giant peasant uprising that sought to get rid of the aristocracy. And they were religious zealots, but they were a populist uprising by the peasantry, and they were very successful, and they conquered a lot of territory. But a lot of times when I read about the Iko-Iki, they're presented as like these religious nut jobs that were just out, were just causing problems for the central government. Well, they were peasants fighting back against very authoritarian landlords, this ruling class, and they ultimately were crushed, and most of them were slaughtered mercilessly. Okay, it's just how things are framed. Okay, in this story,
on old ties and bribes, just as much as on bows and blades, or so the legend says. After a harrowing trek, Tokugawa reaches safety. By saving his life, Hattori's warriors have changed the course of history. They allow him to become shogun 2 decades later and shift the country from 200 years of ongoing warfare into a peace that will last decades. Tokugawa brings his bodyguards to the new capital Edo, while his ascension as the last of the 3 great unifiers of Japan would seem to end the need for shinobi fighters. But not everyone.
As a matter of fact, guys, so this is really cool. I like this video. One of the unifiers of Japan was Hideyori Tatayomi. What is it? Hideyori Tatayomi. I can't remember the last name. Hideyori. I'll just call him Hideyori. Okay, and he actually was a peasant that rose up to be the shogun. Okay, so this was a time of major upheaval where even peasantry could become shogun or daimyo. Okay, and he's another really cool guy from the time period. Brutal monster who kind of betrayed the other peasants by becoming a landlord and then not getting rid of the feudal system, but still a very cool guy, very brilliant.
One is pleased with the new shogunate, so loyal men with shinobi skills will still be essential to keep the newly won peace. We'll let the shinobi catch their breath for a moment and thank our partner Saley for sponsoring this video.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. We get it, whatever, who cares? Moving on, let's get on the conspiracy.
Sniffing out conspiracy. In 1651, the Tokugawa shogunate has ruled for 3 generations, prizing stability above all else. To prevent the spread of dangerous new ideas, Japan has become strictly isolationist, banning Christian missionaries and restricting foreign merchants. Violators.
Exactly, Mayflower Kid, a cool guy, but brutal landlord. I mean, but like that was pretty standard at the time, but he was brilliant politically.
Are imprisoned and deported. To avoid the bloody pitched battles of the past, official policy requires all lords to spend every other year in Edo, based on the principle, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Yeah, so they would actually they would force the landlords, all the other landlords, to stay near the shogun at all times, so that he could spy on them and make sure they weren't betraying him. By the way, guys, you have to watch the show Shogun. You guys have to watch it. If anyone here hasn't seen the show Shogun, I don't know where it is. It's on Hulu or HBO. I don't know. You have to watch Shogun. It is a fantastic series. It is sort of a dramatization of some of these things. Now, it's not perfect history. It's sort of a fictional idea of it, but it's like really good. And it actually kind of shows you what it was like at the time. It is a great series. Watch Shogun. Yeah, the Hulu. Okay, it's on Hulu. Okay, FX. Got you. And it won. No, Paul Squall. You're actually right, and I should have mentioned that, Paul Squall. Okay. There's also Blue Eye Samurai, which is really good too. Blue Eye Samurai is really good. Yeah. Of course it is, Oz. The book is better. I haven't read the book. I've heard it's better, but you guys have to watch Shogun. It is so good. And if you like Japanese stuff and you like Japanese history and you like all the drama, it's like real Game of Thrones. Let's put it that way. It's like real Game of Thrones. All right. So you should watch it. Very good.
The job of watching the lords falls to the guards patrolling the grounds of Edo Castle, like this guy. He's not just a common soldier, he's a kind of castle detective. It's the family trait. His grandfather served under Hattori Hanzo and followed him to Edo. Besides guarding the shogun, his most important job is gathering intelligence by blending in as a servant or priest. He knows that people whisper about the detective's supernatural skills and call them shinobi no mono, person of stealth. The detectives see themselves as maintaining peace and order, but to their enemies, they are the feared secret police of the Tokugawa surveillance state.
Yes.
When the third shogun dies, he leaves a vulnerable empire to his 10-year-old son. Rumors soon reach the palace that something is on the horizon, and a masterless samurai called Marubashi Chuya is particularly suspicious.
Marubashi Chuya.
He runs a sword-fighting school, a perfect place for young samurai to conspire. A detective slips into Marubashi's home disguised as a servant.
By the way, one of the biggest issues that Tokugawa Ieyasu faced after ending this decade-long civil war, okay, in Japan, after ending the Sogoku period, was that he suddenly had so imagine, guys, there were all these samurai going around who were loyal to various lords and daimyos, and then the war ends. Well, what do you do with all these armed men who were prior loyal to various lords, and now you have a bunch of armed guys? Yeah, Paul Squaw, all this palace intrigue on the backs of feudal labor, correct. What do you do when you have all these armed guys now that don't have anything to do? When you don't have a war going on? The whole idea of the samurai are to be warriors. So what do you do? And it started causing problems, because what Tokugawa, the conclusion he came to is that the samurai will be the new administrators, but they're not really administrators. They're warriors. So it started to become an issue, because now there were all these young warriors who really wanted war and really wanted to fight. So like whenever they were in groups together, they would start conspiring and trying to plan raiding parties and shit like that. He eventually, Tokugawa Ieyasu banned, I believe that may have been later in history. At some point, someone banned swords. You can't even have them anymore, because when there's no war, it became very dangerous for all these samurai to be going around with swords and having no good use for them. They ended up using them in very bad ways. Just an interesting thing there. This is why it is dangerous, guys, to have a militarized society and you have no energy to put all those militarized people into. I'm not saying I want there to be energy, but like in America, for example, we have tons of veterans and trained killers who oftentimes will do bad things, like shooting up a school or doing things like that, okay? Because we have made them into killers and then said, now go live in peace. Not really a good thing.
And according to one version of what happened, finds Marubashi ill, talking to people in a fever dream. The unnoticed detective listens with horror as Marubashi describes a terrifying plot to set Edo ablaze with gunpowder, killing thousands in a deadly distraction.
Jesus.
As the authorities fight the flames...
You notice they're like, don't talk about the peasantry at all. That's very classic. And most of the historical documents barely talk about the peasantry. Okay. Same thing with old European accounts of history. Like they typically talk about the nobility, but these poor peasants are just being like slaughtered left and right in all of this. And we don't ever talk about them. Dolly Boy. It's a bit like the mercenaries who went to Kingdom. Yep. Dolly Boy. As a matter of fact, in Europe during the 30 Years' War, there were so many bands of mercenaries that even when the war ended, they kept trying to end the war, but the mercenaries just kept fighting because it's like, well, we're going to keep making money. Like, what do you do if you have a bunch of mercenaries who survive on fighting and then you end the war? It's a problem.
Marubashi will storm Edo Castle, murder the shogun's regents, and force the boy to undo his father's unpopular policies. The detective slips out of the house and returns with soldiers. The conspiracy is undone. As a result, whole families are crucified, tortured to death for all to see.
See what I mean? Very brutal time period, okay? Very brutal. Samurai are not friendly people.
Detective does not relish these brutal punishments, but sees them as necessary. Only a firm hand can keep Japan from slipping back into chaos. Returning to his room in Edo Castle, he opens a well-read book, A History of Oda Nobunaga. The detective enjoys the section on Iga's plucky defiance. It's more exciting than the day-to-day surveillance that makes up his shinobi work. It's in this peaceful period that the legend of the shinobi begins.
Now, they did not fuck around, Dolly Boy. And to be clear, guys, remember how I said, like, this is an example of one of these guys who's a trained killer and who now has to deal with living in a bureaucratic state where there isn't constant war. So what is he doing? He is, now think about this, guys. This is not fascism, okay? To be clear, this is not the same as fascism. But you can see how this situation like this can cause things that are similar to modern day fascism. So a lot of these guys who were hereditary samurai, who were trained killers but who had never had a chance to fight, started sort of reminiscing about the glorious past of the samurai. Okay, they started reminiscing about the good old days when they were warriors and there were honorable fights and great warlords and things like that. And so it was from that era that we get a lot of the history of that era. So the people that wrote about those past eras had this longing for it. A lot of them were samurai who were now administrators and had a longing for an era where they were actually heroic and fighting. So a lot of the writing about that era makes it seem like it was honorable, that the samurai had been honorable and heroic, and that suicide and things like that were honorable. And you see what I mean? So that is the idea that all of us have in our heads. Okay. That idea of like these noble samurai, but that's because the history of the samurai were written by disenfranchised samurai. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, Dolly Boy, absolutely correct. Okay, so many countries and cultures have been so romanticized. It's the exact same with Scotland. Correct. Okay, Louise, it was like that in Korea back in the day. Entire families slaughtered if someone transgressed. For sure, Louise. The kings of Korea were brutal. Okay, yeah.
To really form. Eager scholars craft the legend of Tokugawa's escape through their homeland and boast of the skills of their samurai. They have a supernatural power as spies, so no matter how secure a fortress is, they can enter it secretly. The kabuki theaters bring these stories to life. Characters who can turn invisible or transform into...
Guys, this is exactly the same with Europe, too, by the way. We have these romanticized ideas of knights, like the Knights of the Round Table, right? King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Sir Lancelot, okay, Percival. These are the sort of romanticized ideas of knighthood that have been turned into a cultural heritage, a literary heritage, and things like that, even though that's not the reality. Okay, not the reality.
Toads, rats, and slugs. Actors use gunpowder, throwing knives, and acrobatics. One trope becomes commonplace. Characters dress in black to signal invisibility, just like the stagehands in all black outfits who aren't meant to be seen.
That's cool.
The building blocks of the
I
modern
actually didn't know that. So that's why ninjas are viewed as wearing all black, because in kabuki theater, the shinobi would be represented as people by wearing all black, okay? Because they're supposed to be invisible. That is actually interesting.
ninja myth are coming together.
Gotcha.
While the legend of the Iga shinobi takes shape, the connection of the castle detectives to Iga grows weaker as generations of new shoguns bring their own men to protect them. But once the outside world comes knocking and Japan has to react, shinobi skills will come in handy once more.
Yep.
The world comes to Japan. In 1854, 2 centuries after Marubashi nearly burned Edo to the ground, the capital is under threat once again.
Hilarious, the Kwaso Naruto isn't historically accurate.
But this time, not from within. 9 US gunboats are anchored in the port of Yokohama, cannons pointed at nearby Edo. Japan has been off limits to foreigners for centuries, but Commodore Perry of the US Navy demands open trade and diplomatic relations, or else. For years, the British, Russian, and French empires have been pressing for entry. The Americans are just the most recent and the most open with their threats.
Because they're American. Isn't that funny? That's so American, isn't it? Like, all these other countries were trying to imperialize Japan, but they were more gentle about it. And then in comes the United States, and we just bring all these gunboats. We sail them into what is it, Tokyo Harbor, and we basically say we're gonna fire and we're gonna raise your city. We're gonna raise the city with our gunboats unless you open trade to us. Hello, by the way, we're from America. Like, we're just so heavy-handed in everything. I'm doing okay, Outer Signal. I'm very, 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 very drugged, though. Very drugged on painkillers, but other than that, I'm fine.
Japan's neighbor China presents a terrifying example of how badly
very interesting, Dolly Boy. Outlander, hilarious.
This contact can go. Detective Sawamura Yasusuke watches the strangers in their odd clothes as he tries to assess the danger. He's not here to assassinate Perry. He's not like the shinobi he's read about or seen on stage. He's posing as a simple official in the Japanese delegation. the Americans have no idea that Japan has developed the most sophisticated intelligence gathering system in the world. Or
that actually is true. I'm glad they brought that up. A lot of historians would say that they had one of the earliest intelligence systems in the world, one of the earliest modern intelligence systems.
That they've let a professional spy onto their flagship.
Oops.
But Sawamura's talents, honed in the feudal society of Tokugawa, Japan, are of only limited use in this new modern world. A single spy can't change the fates of empires, and you don't need shinobi training to see that the shogun is outmatched. Japan's doors slowly creak open to the world. The ancient military dictatorship was already cracking under economic and political pressure, and many are outraged that the shogun has allowed Japan's humiliation. The detectives were espionage experts in isolationist Japan, but their usefulness is running out. With a weakened shogunate and angry...
By the way, now I don't blame Japan for, I really don't blame them for kind of keeping themselves closed in some ways. There was also, they understood the imperialism and the colonialism, a lot of it they understood. So they didn't want that to happen. But one of the reasons that they did stay closed was because they're worried that outside influence would weaken the power of their hereditary rulers. I mean, that's also just a reality. That these influence of these ideas from around the world would weaken their hold over their own population, okay, which is kind of a dark way of looking at it. So yeah, I once heard someone talk about how Japan was brilliant. The reason Japan was isolated was purely to protect themselves from the West, and it worked and things like that. I'm like, yeah, partially, absolutely partially, but also to maintain their own control over their own people. Just a side note there, just kind of something a lot of people don't think about.
Feudal lords, Japan is closer to civil war than it's been for 300 years. The new emperor Meiji seizes the opportunity to sweep away the shogunate and its institutions, like the castle detectives, replacing them with professional secret police more suited to the modern Japan he seeks to create. 3 centuries after the province was raised, the shinobi legacy of Iga finally dies.
Jesus.
Enter the ninja.
Okay, here come the ninjas.
This may have been the end of the shinobi of history, but it's the birth of the ninja of myth. The Edo period saw an explosion of art and literature, and in the 20th century, these stories gained new life. In 1936, martial artist Fujita Seiko claims secret knowledge of ninjutsu from...
Notice the time period when this happened, in 1936. So this is where the fascism comes in. This idea of reminiscing about a mythologized past, okay? And the recreation of the ninja was part of that mythologized past that the right-wing Japanese at the time were thinking of, okay?
Koka, able to withstand poisons and torture, impersonate animals, and move silently. His work reads like a parody, but some people take it seriously. After World War II, Japan needed to rebuild, and that included its national confidence. Storytellers looked back into a mythologized past, and they found shinobi. Kabuki tales and woodblock prints
there's Naruto.
Evolved into movies and manga. These stories weren't about the surveillance of the Tokugawa secret police, but shadow warriors who sneak into castles and assassinate villains. Shinobi had begun as a tactic and became an identity. It feels traditional, but what we know and love about ninja is less than a century old. The straight ninja sword first appears in a 1956 tourism advert. The throwing star is from a 1957.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't realize it was also a concerted advertising effort by the Japanese government.
Movie. And the ancient martial art of ninjutsu is a post-war creation. Even the word ninja came out of the 20th century. Shinobi warfare wasn't unique to the samurai of Iga and Koka, but their skills entered the storybooks as their descendants entered the castle. As detectives, they adapted to uncover conspiracies and clamp down on dissent, but they couldn't change with the times forever. When the shogunate itself was swept away, the shinobi went too. But they survive as shadows and stories long after the world that created them has disappeared.
All right, so there you go, guys. That was good. So that was another sort of, I've lost most of the people in here. I know it's random. We're talking about ninja. I don't give a shit. So yeah, it's kind of an invention from not that long ago. And the real ninjas from back then were basically just spies who were just spying or doing, and doing subterfuge and stuff like that. Thank you, LaQuan. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, I'm glad you liked it. So yeah, ninjas are really cool. I'm here. Thank you, Doug. Doug, I love you, Doug. Antifa, right? I'm just being I'm just keep complaining because I feel weird. But okay, good. I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad you guys liked it. Okay, I feel bad. Like, look at that. I'm such a baby. I'm always like, you guys didn't like it, and you all hated it, and everyone left. And okay, God, I'm just complaining, but whatever. Thank you, guys. Yes. So isn't that cool? So I love Japanese history, though, guys. I'm gonna actually sit down because my mouth is hurting a bit. Let me just sit down, take off the kafia for a second. All right. Oof. Righto. So yeah, that was kind of cool. I liked it. I didn't realize the wearing black thing came from Kabuki Theater. I know, Mayflower. Good you are. All right. Ghost of Tsushima. I actually have Ghost of Tsushima. I could play it on stream sometime for a moment. All right. By the way, guys, I don't know if you know this. Do you guys know where the word kamikaze comes from? Don't put Marathon Man for the fair, Louise. All right. So I was thinking, guys, I really want to watch Monster. I think I might not do a poll, Louise. It might just make us all watch Monster because it's not as long of a movie as some of the other ones I want us to watch together. So I think we'll just do Monster. It'll make it easier on me. Did you figure out how to get Epic Fair? No, it's still not working, Doug. I tried it right before I got on and it wasn't working. Okay, so, let me explain to you real fast. Kamikaze. So the word kamikaze, for those who don't know, what do you think of when you think kamikaze? No, I'm gonna watch. You mean the video about the guy from Norway, Drusilla? What do people think of when they hear kamikaze? Kamikaze. Yeah, exactly, Jonas. Planes flying into ships and each other. Exactly. Okay. Now, you know what's funny about that, Lurking Snow Leopard, is that didn't happen at Pearl Harbor, which is interesting because a lot of people imagine kamikazes at Pearl Harbor. That didn't happen at Pearl Harbor. There were no kamikaze planes at Pearl Harbor, but a lot of people still think of Pearl Harbor. So kamikaze. Okay, yes. You're ahead of me, Mithril. So the word kamikaze, so during the end of World War II in the Pacific, Japan was losing. Okay, they were losing. And they had a lot of planes, but the problem though, guys, is that after fighting for so long and losing so many fighter pilots, it takes a long time to be trained to use a fighter plane. So most of their pilots were inexperienced. Okay. And they were desperate to figure out a way to use these planes and to stop the onslaught of the American Navy as it approached the home islands. So in an act of desperation, they started telling their they would basically just train their pilots to take off and then crash their fighter planes into American ships in an act of suicide, a suicidal attack. And it worked in some ways. It actually sunk a few American ships when they did it. They would have like mass numbers of these planes just flying into American ships, and it was often hard to shoot them all down. Now, the reason they were called kamikaze, in Japanese, kamikaze means divine wind, okay? The divine wind. So previously in Japanese history, the Mongols had attempted to invade Japan, okay? The Mongols. As a matter of fact, the Mongols attempted to invade Japan twice, okay? And they oftentimes were partially successful in that they would take some islands and maybe a little bit of land. But like the issue with this is that the first time the Mongols attempted to invade Japan, they made a massive fleet. Okay, they took a massive fleet and they tried to cross the Yellow Sea to get to Japan. Well, it just so happened that the Mongols didn't know meteorology. So the day that they decided to launch this invasion, there was a typhoon in the Yellow Sea, basically a hurricane, which hit their fleet and basically wiped it off the face of the map. Okay, oops. So that invasion failed. There goes the entire Mongol fleet, and Japan was saved. In Japan, the Japanese people viewed it as like almost like a spiritual intervention, that some god had saved them from this invading Mongol army. Well, what's funny, guys, is that there was another one. Once again, the Mongols have tried to invade Japan a second time. Guess what happened? They were hit by a storm and their ships were sunk. So the second time was also a failure because of this this divine wind that seemed to protect Japan from the Mongols. Okay. So the idea here was that as American ships were approaching the Japanese home islands in World War II, since they couldn't really stop those ships with an actual divine wind, they decided to create their own divine wind, and that divine wind were fighter pilots crashing into American ships. So that's where the word comes from. It's sort of a callback to the divine winds that would save that would save the Japanese home islands from an invasion. Okay, so that's where the word comes from. Okay, what are you guys talking about? You guys are talking about something. I don't know what you guys are talking about. By the way, why yesterday, Doug, you recommended to me a movie called Major Pain, even though it's an awful movie. I looked it up and it looks like an awful movie. It got extremely low ratings. It's like a child's movie. Is that why were people recommending Major Pain to me yesterday? I feel like there were a few people. Was it you, Doug? How dare you recommend that movie to me? It looks like trash. Anyway, Mithril, lots of interesting wrecks on the sea of Japan for marine archaeologists to check out. Absolutely, Mithril. It's a child movie. It's great. Yeah, but it's like, okay. Well, but that's not a war movie. How dare you, Doug? How dare you make me waste my time by looking up that movie yesterday? Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm being an asshole. Yes, yours was great, Drusilla. Yours is great. I know yours is great, Drusilla. Okay. All right. So, all right. So that's that. That's the story of the divine wind. And by the way, remember how guys, real fast, one more thing here about Japan. What was I going to do? I might need more painkillers. Let's see here. Oh my God, my brain isn't working. Projects. I need to find my barrel. Where's my barrel so that Dolly Boy can yell at me for using the barrel? Actually, not yell at me. He can just start screaming madly. Okay. So remember we've talked before. I have all these. I have like a goddamn archive of all the presentations I've given you. Open in a new tab. So do we remember? Yeah, Lelaine, go back and watch it. It's you can watch it. You can go watch it, the VOD. Yeah, how dare you, Drusilla? So all right. So remember this thing I showed you, the barrel, the oil barrel that I'm always showing you and like forcing you to memorize it basically. So how might, there you go, Dolly Boy. How might a disgraced like nobility member or like, okay. So, there's this idea that a lot of folks have of Japanese suicide culture, the idea of seppuku or self-unaliving, okay, oneself. Self-unaliving, right? Okay. No, it was not, Doug. How dare you? Okay, I'm just kidding. So, self-unaliving oneself. Well, that was actually not that has not been in Japanese culture for horribly long compared to a lot of other things. It mainly started during the Tokugawa era. So after the unification of Japan, or at least a little bit before the unification of Japan, there started to be this sort of idea that defeated Japanese warriors should unalive themselves. Okay. Why might that have been beneficial to Tokugawa Ieyasu? To start promoting this idea of self-unaliving in the case of defeat. Based off what I just talked to you about with how brutal the samurai were. Okay? What do you guys think? I'm just curious if you guys have an idea of how that might support power structures. How might the idea of like self-unaliving after a defeat might support exactly, bro moment, okay? It is like a real easy way to get rid of anyone who might end up being an enemy of yours in the future. Okay. So yeah, Tokugawa Ieyasu defeats you in battle. Yeah, you should kill yourself. Okay. And by the way, it also do we have this idea that the Japanese viewed it as honorable? Yeah, they did. But it's more about preserving the honor and dignity of the aristocracy. Because if they're going around killing everyone that's defeated, that's a lot of bloodshed. That makes them look like brutal barbarians and things like that, which they were. Okay. They were brutal. All right. But not specific. That sounds like I'm being racist, but like, a lot of folks around the world were at the time. So it certainly makes you look less brutal if your enemies are just doing it themselves, right? Then you're not having to slaughter all these people, and you're not creating more feuds between various noble families because you're not the one who killed their son. Their son killed themselves to preserve their honor. Okay, so it benefits. It is a way of doing things that there's all this sort of ideology around it that makes it seem like it's fundamental to Japanese culture or like honor. But just like we said with the armor and the guns, there is a power thing behind it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you dishonor, you should unalive yourself, right? Okay. And so what's been one of the unique things about Japanese history up until recently, okay, is that a lot of times, guys, in Japanese culture, self unaliving is sort of a way of hiding structural violence. Do you see what I mean? The state isn't going to kill you. You're going to kill yourself. Capitalism isn't what's killing you. You're killing yourself. Think about it. So like there's a high rate of suicide in Japan, and a lot of times it is disaffected young men who have failed in the economic system, which is very brutal, okay? And are very lonely because of all the work they're constantly doing. They're on a path to die anyway, essentially, whether it be a death of despair, alcoholism, whatever it may be. So they commit suicide, and that definitely makes it they're going to die, which then can be blamed on them committing suicide as opposed to the system killing them. Do you see what I mean? And I'm not saying that like the Japanese system did this on purpose, but you can see how it enables a very oppressive system. That sort of cultural belief. This is a very theoretical thing, guys. So please don't, because capitalism is bad everywhere. But you can see how that way of doing things can kind of transfer blame for death. Okay. All right. There's a high rate of suicide in America. Yes, there is, Doug. There is. Okay. All right. Does this make sense to everyone? Am I just rambling aimlessly? How like suicide can kind of protect a power structure or like things like that? All right. Yeah. And I oftentimes wonder, guys, Japan has very low rates of violence, okay? But a lot of that violence, but there are a lot of suicides. And I'm wondering if a lot of the violence is, instead of being transferred outward, is being transferred inward. Okay? Doug, hilarious. Capitalism is the best thing we've ever had and should never try to improve upon it. Yeah, there you go, Doug. Hilarious. All right. Okay. Anyway, so there you go. I'm done rambling about that. Okay, Dolly. I don't know, folks. Let's go on. Whatever. Okay. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. All right, liquid alcorn, I'll take a drink. Thank you. Thank you, elevator lady. Oh my God, I'm so blasted right now. Okay, let's just find something to react to. I don't fucking know. Okay, what are we? I'm losing track of my thoughts. Guys live streaming mass shootings and getting donos. What do you mean? I'm live streaming a mass shooting? What do you mean? What are you talking about, Doug? What? Would you explain? Okay. Thank you, Dolly Boy, for the 400 bits. Really, thank you, Dolly Boy, for that. That's amazing. Let's watch this.
In 2020,
this was sent to us by. This was sent to us by Louise, I think. I don't fucking know. It was sent to us by someone. Hell if I know. We'll just watch it. So this was sent to us by Louise. Britain's first cyber farting harassment case. How dare you, SoCal? Cyber farting harassment case. I'm very curious to see this. About cyber farting, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna laugh though. Okay, let's watch. If I'm rude because it's harassment, but I'm laughing because it's about farting, forgive me.
A court in North Wales heard a woman called. In 2025, a court in North Wales heard a woman called Rhiannon Evans admit to repeatedly filming herself farting.
Sorry, who sent this about cyber stalking and farting? Cyber stalking and farting. No, we are not. We're not on an all-day stream yet, SoCal. Thank you, Dolly Boy.
And then sending the recordings to her partner's ex over WhatsApp. And despite separation, practical family obligations remained. Because the ex shared children with Rhiannon's partner, they shared history, which meant some degree of contact was still necessary. But instead of treating that fragile arrangement with delicacy, restraint, or respect, Rhiannon farted on it. She farted on what the family had built. She farted on the stability.
I'm sorry, what the fuck is happening in this video? I'm very confused.
All children deserve, and she farted on the basic need to preserve a functioning relationship. Court proceedings stated that Rhiannon began sending the videos.
Who sent this to me? What is this?
On the 22nd of December.
Okay, she was a Welsh woman fined for flatulence-fueled cyber harassment. What? She sent a series of videos to her boyfriend's former partner of her holding her smartphone camera to her rear end and farting into it while smirking throughout. What?
2024, and continued until New Year's Day. At least 8 videos were involved. The timing was particularly striking. Christmas in Britain is one of the heaviest annual periods of food consumption, with many adults consuming around 6,000 calories or more on Christmas Day alone. Traditional festive meals often include large chunks of meat, stuffing, alcohol, gravy, and Brussels sprouts, which contain raffinose, a carbohydrate associated with increased intestinal gas.
I'm sorry, is this the person who made this video? Is he trying to be funny about it? Yeah, exactly. Thank you, A Bright Love. Liquid Alicorn, exactly. You said it before I did. This person who made this video is being way too serious about this topic. Like, I'm having trouble taking it seriously with like the farting aspect and like the music in the background. Like it's almost like a comedy thing. Like, what is this? I'm having trouble believing it's true because of how serious it's being taken. But I think it is true. It is true, but okay.
Inactivity caused by restrictive weather conditions and an exciting television schedule means...
Thanks, Matt Saigai. Matt Saigai says there's people on OnlyFans who store their farts in jars and sell them. How do you know that, Matt Saigai?
Late December can create ideal conditions for bloating, followed by loud bouts of flatulence.
Okay, this has to be a joke. Look at this. Look at this image.
So this already volatile domestic conflict unfolded during one of the most digestive-heavy stretches of the British year.
Oh my God, I love mojitos, Paul Squaw.
Prosecutors told the court Rhiannon repeatedly filmed herself farting and sent the clips directly to the victim. Some recordings reportedly showed her smiling. Farting in ordinary circumstances is biologically unremarkable. For the person producing the fart, it can be joyous.
Do you guys remember that in the United States how there was that guy that farted on a police officer and he was found guilty of assault? We live in a clown country, by the way. The fact that that was viewed as am I telling the truth about that? Fart is assault on police. Yep, it is. So, oh, I'm sorry. It was actually in Canada, not the United States. I'm surprised. Okay. Yeah, a Canadian man was charged after farting on 2 cops. Wow, I thought that was an American thing. Oopsie, it was a Canadian thing. So, I will say in America, an American guy also got charged for farting towards police, but he was dismissed by the judge. Wow, one of the rare instances where America beats Canada. Like, dear God, one of the very rare instances where American courts made a better decision than the Canadian court. Yeah, that sounds so American. I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked that that's not an American thing and it's actually a Canadian thing. Like, all right. Yeah, freedom of ass, right? So anyway, that's America for you guys. You have the freedom to fart towards a cop. Yeah, so there was also a case in Austria. So in Austria, another guy got charged. So Austria and Canada, weird. All right, that's funny. That's funny. But guys, like I said, in the American case, the judge dismissed the case. But in the Canadian case, the guy actually did get arrested for it, okay, and got charged with it. So weirdly enough, the Americans judge made the right decision in this case. But anyway. All right. Well, there you go. I thought it was an American thing, but I guess not. Are you still here, Sir Bart? Sir Bart, are you here? Did you abandon us, Sir Bart? Was Sir Bart ever here today?
Do it. Okay, certainly.
A moment of relief.
Great.
A sound that signals internal discomfort has passed. But while the relief belongs to the person responsible, the social burden usually falls on others, traditionally through smell.
I know, right? Look,
here that smell was absent. What remained was visual performance, a bodily function transformed into repeated digital contempt. This was not accidental, and really, although it helped fuel the initiative...
Hilarious. Can I just point out that this is gross, but so it's like a contradiction. So sometimes, how do I frame this? I read an article where like sleep doctors or whatever the fuck they're called say it's better to sleep with like as little clothing as possible because it helps your body regulate your temperature. But it's also recommended that you at least keep underwear on because at nighttime you will fart. And this is going to be gross. I'm going to say it anyway. I'm high. That's my excuse. You know, when you fart, it's not just gas that comes out. There'll be little, you know, flecks of shit that come out. Okay, literally flecks of shit that come out. And to be clear, if you sleep naked and you're farting all night long and you're spreading little pieces of poop everywhere all around your bed at night after night after night, you're literally going to be sleeping in your own shit. Okay, I'm just saying that is just a fact. Okay, so just to be clear, I'm sure, Paul School, I'm sure you have a perfect anus. I'm sure you never farted and never had little bits of crap come out. Anyway, just saying, just something to think about. And if you do sleep naked, I would recommend you wash your sheets often, just in case. Okay, anyway. There you go. There's Casual Revolt's public service announcement for the day.
The festive season can't take full blame. It's quite likely Rhiannon farts during the rest of the year as well. This was directed. The act became symbolic, a repeated assertion of disrespect within an already delicate family structure.
Come one, come all.
This is a joke. This has to be a joke.
Get in line now for the Chamber of Farts. Dare you enter the Chamber of Farts?
Dare you enter the Chamber of Farts? Maybe, LaCroix. Maybe it is worth the pink eye, right?
So, the Chamber of Farts has another victim, eh? Don't be afraid. There aren't any ghouls here. Only farts!
The victim told the court the videos caused anxiety and distress. She reportedly said she wanted to feel safe in her own home again.
This is so funny. I get the humor now. I get the humor. Like, this woman was, like, freaking out at the fart videos. God.
That statement established the legal seriousness of the case. Under British law, harassment doesn't require violence. Repeated unwanted conduct intended to alarm, humiliate, or distress can meet criminal thresholds.
Yeah, well, you can definitely assault someone without violence. I just don't think sending fart videos is assault.
The unusual nature of the method didn't diminish its prosecutable significance.
Yeah, exactly, Paul. Well, it's harassment if you're like constantly doing it and like bothering someone and constantly interrupting them and things like that. But
what amused Rhiannon at the time of farting had now become criminal evidence.
Perhaps you need some more fun!
Ew.
Rhiannon Evans pleaded guilty to harassment without violence. Her sentence included
harassment. No, okay, why did he say assault then?
a 12-month community order, 60 days of alcohol abstinence monitoring,
Oh my God, they were alcohol farts too.
2-year
So she was drunk. Gotcha. So she was having some issues.
restraining order, compensation payments, and 15 rehabilitation activity requirement days. RAR days are publicly funded through the UK probation system, designed to reduce reoffending through behavioural interventions, structured support, and accountability.
I hate all this, like you do in the US too, like all this bureaucratic language around these things, like social intervention programs and shit like that. I just don't like that language. It sounds so corporate or whatever. LaCroix, they'd probably just make you file a civil protection order against someone in the States if that was it. Right, LaCroix.
Measures. Following sentencing, Rhiannon reportedly stated, "I never thought farting would land me in court." She also criticized the severity of the outcome, framing it in terms of political correctness and snowflake culture. These remarks suggest she may still be coming to terms with the legal significance of her action.
Honestly, though, she's kind of right in this case. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I have to look more into the case. Whatever. I don't have a strong opinion on the fart story. Is it okay, guys, if I don't have a strong opinion on this? Is it okay if, like, even though I'm a streamer, if I just, like, kind of not have a set opinion on this story? Like, I just don't care. I mean, it's funny. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I mean, I'd have to know more. How assaulted was she by this farting? How harassed? But, like, at the same time, it seems kind of weak to be, like, I mean, now, okay, whatever. I don't know. Who knows?
Which has left Britain's probation system with an unusually precise educational task to establish that repeatedly sending malicious farting videos to another person is not a good thing to do. And if 15 state-supervised rehabilitation sessions can successfully communicate that principle, taxpayer money will have helped manifest a tangibly positive outcome.
I remember when I lost my mind.
Okay, this is just funny. This is clearly humor, okay?
So amidst the tension and digestive volatility of the British festive season, a costly series of gaseous expulsions from a Welsh woman's anus would not go gently into that good winter night, but instead become permanently preserved in the Kilner jars of tabloid history.
This is funny. Okay, that was I'm gonna save this guy's site. Clearly, he only has 4,000 subscribers, folks. This video only has 332 views. This video, you guys should go show this guy some love. Speaking of showing people love, you should also go watch Outer Signals channel and Cody and everyone else who has a channel. Trump Failed's channel also. They all have channel. I'm gonna post in here if you guys want to follow him. That's pretty funny. All right. Okay, let's go on to the next one. The trolley problem. Oh, okay, sure. Okay, so this is from Doug. Well, we'll watch this one first. What? Yeah, I'm sure this happened. This doesn't sound surprising at all. You know what, Matt Saiga? Your existence is an assault on me, Matt Saiga. Anyway. Okay, the famous Welsh song, The Land of the Farters, hilarious. Okay, though I'm sure farters is spelled with far too many consonants next to each other. Anyway, whatever it is in the Welsh language. Okay, I love the Welsh. You're not up on your Chud the Builder? No, what's that? Okay, so I've never heard of this. What is this? So this is, what's this? This is a racist streamer shot a black man in Tennessee. Okay, I mean, it's Tennessee. Isn't that like every other day? All right, viewers paid him handsomely. Oh, it's America. Doesn't that happen every other day? Okay, I'm just kidding. So Chud the Builder broadcast his bigoted stunts on Pump Fun, a crypto, of course it's crypto-based, streaming, a platform that allows viewers to invest in creators as they watch. Oh, great. I should start that, guys. I should do Right, Sir Bart is here. Sir Bart, did you hear the story about the Canadian guy who farted on police officers? It was really weird. Okay, anyway. So, in the weeks before he allegedly shot a black man outside of a Tennessee courthouse on Wednesday, a racist streamer known as Chud the Builder. What the fuck is that? Okay. Oh, gotcha, Sir Bart. Okay, filmed himself walking down busy streets in and around Nashville, shouting the N-word and chimps and other slurs at black people, threatening violence if they retaliated. Wow. Okay. Okay. In a post on X, he fantasized to his fans about how these confrontations might eventually lead him to commit justified murder. So, like, that's terrible. Obviously, that's horrific. I mean, did the police not stop this because they like it? I mean, I guess I don't know. I feel like that's harassment or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We live in a racist country. Obviously, the police are probably okay with it. All right. So, series finale is dead. Okay, I don't even want to read this stuff. Dear God. I don't know if I want to read that statement aloud. This is horrific. Okay. Series finale is a dead chimpanzee. I'll just say that on the pavement. And you monkeys rioting when I walk free. Okay. Yeah, he might need to be publicly executed. Anyway, all right. So his fans tuned in on Wednesday. How dare you, Paul Squall? Don't you dare clip that, okay? On Wednesday, prosecutors allege the streamer, whose real name is Dalton Etherly, opened fire on a black man outside the Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville. His supporters rewarded him handsomely. Oh my God. Eagerly, small net worth skyrocketed in the hours and days that followed, thanks in part to a crypto-based streaming platform that helped turn him into one of the internet's most odious, dangerous, and viral characters. He streams on Pump Fun, a platform that gives content creators their own meme coin. Dear God. And lets viewers pump money into the coin while they watch the creator's live stream. The platform essentially gamifies the relationship between the streamers and the viewers. That's brilliant in a dark way. The more engaging and viral the content, the more likely viewers are to invest in the streamer's meme coin. Would you guys pay me a bunch if I went and harassed people that deserve to be harassed? Like if I went to like harass Zionists or like harass Nazis or like, I don't know, harass people who walk too slowly down the sidewalk so you get stuck behind them and you can't go around them. Would you pay me a bunch for that? Okay, maybe I should join this website and get, start doing the cryptocurrency bullshit. Paul Squaw, here is a fundraiser since I know you are concerned with his welfare. Insane, Paul Squaw. Insane welfare. I will pay you for that one. Okay, Sir Bart, I know, right? All right. I'd pay you a bunch to send fart videos to Matt nonstop. Okay, that's funny. So he actually has a GoFundMe. That's hilarious. Help the Chud and his family. That's him. That is, oh my God. How much money has he raised? Guys, he has raised over $159,000. $159,000. Okay, don't worry. I'm not going to look at the comments, Paul Squaw, but Jesus Christ. We live in the worst timeline imaginable, I swear. Okay. God. Okay. Oh, all horrible things, Dolly Boy. Hilarious, Drusilla. Okay. So, Etherly's meme coin called Money Chud surged in value after he scuffled with and then allegedly shot a black man who confronted him. Jesus. Okay, so this is monstrous, and it's a very sad reflection of our society right now that this shit keeps kind of, and like so many of the worst people keep getting like rich on the internet. Or like, you remember when, what was it? That person that, what was it, killed black people or like said something racist, and then not the first racist to exactly Lurking Snow Leopard, and a bunch of people paid to help them get out of jail. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. What protest, Matt Saigai? Is there a protest? Hello, Philly Cheese. The best way to get rich quick in this country is to be racist and call for violence against minorities. That's for sure. Jesus. Okay, I know, Jonas. It's such a cash grab and it's working. Wait, what protest is happening tomorrow, Matt Saigai? What protest is happening tomorrow, Matt Saigai? You mentioned it. I'm going to see what other reactions we have. Oh, SoCal. I don't care. I literally don't care. It's important, but I don't care. SoCal says, so what is the news with Trump, Xi, and Taiwan? I don't care. It's not like nothing groundbreaking happened. Xi did a great job lubing up Trump, okay, before he takes advantage of him. Okay, well, that sounded like sexual assault. I mean, literally, like, it's going to take advantage of him because Trump is a moron. But like, it's like, yeah. And there's like nothing, and Trump didn't change his stance on Taiwan. It's all sort of a show. So I don't think, honestly, the media is all about it, all about Trump's trip to China, and it's very important, but I don't see much changing from it. Okay, Fox News, exactly. Fox News was there making propaganda. So wait, what's the protest? Oh, it's a far right protest. Great, great. Yay. Let me see what else there is to react to. Let's watch this. So this is this is sent to us by Gwen. Gwenifer, are you here, Gwenifer? I don't know why I'm calling you Gwenifer, but can I start calling you Gwenifer and then just keep calling you Gwenifer and make it like a normal thing that I call you Gwenifer? Is that a problem, Gwenifer? Multi-chat. What did I just do? I broke something. Guys, oh, everything is so hard. There we go. I'll just move multi-chat. Whatever, fuck it. It's not working. I don't give a shit. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe I move it. Whatever. It's okay. All right, so let's watch this. This was sent to us by Gwenifer. How are you doing, Gwenifer? Are you still there or did you abandon us? All right, well, we'll just watch it. It's called Why Andy Burnham is Labour's Boris Johnson. I hope not. I hope he's not Labour's Boris Johnson.
He's almost the Labour Party's Boris Johnson. It was always used to be said that Boris Johnson would never be leader of the Conservative Party because there were too many people in the Tory Party who didn't like him, didn't rate him. Similar sort of vibe to some extent with Andy Burnham. But the circumstances around Johnson's elevation in 19 would be similar to now. Basically, the Tory party then was desperate, and it was afraid.
And it had a performer.
Because it had just come fifth in the European elections of 2019.
Is that true, guys? Is Andy Burnham like a Boris Johnson type figure? I think that's bullshit, right? Because he's not far right, and he seems pretty milquetoast to me. He might be better than other Labour people in some ways, but he's pretty milquetoast, right? It's not like he's an extreme populist. Am I right about that? Yeah. Am I going crazy? From the little I know about him. Oh, the circumstances of his rise to power. Okay.
Dog days of Theresa May's premiership, and the Conservative Party starts to worry that they would actually be destroyed. And they turn to Johnson as the king over the water, someone who could genuinely say that they were going to do something new because they'd not been in that government for a while. And Andy Burnham is like that plus.
But see, I disagree. See, I don't think he is. He might not do much new. It doesn't seem like he's going to be crazily change policies, right? Am I right about? No, I don't know for sure. A softer Blairite, right, Dolly? But like, it doesn't seem like he's going to be a radical populist or anything like that. So my point here is that seems like a bad analysis. But I'm not an expert on UK politics. So does anyone disagree? Like, do any of the UKers disagree with that? Gwen, hello. Thank you. You're here, Gwen. Gwen, can I call you Gwenifer just for now because I want to? Is that okay? I'll change it later, whatever. It doesn't matter. So can we? All right. Am I wrong about that? I don't know much about him.
Because he's not even been in Parliament during this time. And, you know, I'm speaking to people I would say who are on the sort of Blairite right of the party, not natural kind of sort of Burnham people who are saying, this guy's time has come.
Thank you, Gwenifer. All right. Interesting. Interesting comparison to make there. Interesting comparison.
Last week, the UK's 20...
You all can yell at me if I'm wrong. I'm not like very versed in these characters particularly.
Why is Blackstone
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry, Alyssa. I'll delete it. I'll delete it. I'll delete it. I'm deleting it now. Oops, I accidentally downloaded it, but now I'm deleting it. Okay, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. No more Blackstone video. Black Rock, Blackstone, whatever. Okay, I'm going to go back now to this. They want to ban discussion from history, but let's watch it. This is sent to us. Fetty, are you here, Fetty?
Everything that's been happening is due to...
Are you here, Fetty Fu? So we can watch. They want to ban this discussion from history books and focus on ancient aliens instead. Good. I'm sure I'm going to agree with this. Okay. I give up on... I did, Alyssa. I gave up on it. I would not put AB in the Johnson camp or anywhere near. I didn't think so, Louise, right? Me too. Okay. You're right. I gave up on it, Alyssa. Forgive me. So I like this guy. He's kind of a jester also, and he has a red beard, which I appreciate because my beard is red. At least it becomes red. Let's watch.
Everything that's been happening is due to racism, and I'm tired of you dumb motherfuckers pretending that it wasn't. The redistricting is due to racism because black people vote Democrat in the South.
Yes.
Why do black people vote Democrat in the South? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Democrats gave them the vote, and then all of the white people became Republicans. Because
that is actually true. That is actually true. That's why the parties switched. Because when the Republicans became racist, that's how they got a bunch of white Southerners on their side. Okay, they became these racist monsters. And that's how they got a bunch of white. When the Democrats moved away from the racism stuff, they lost a bunch of the white Southerners who went to the Republicans. Okay. Oh, that's true, Louise. Maybe in a bit here. I'll finish watching a few of these. I'm sorry. Do I sound tired, folks? I very much apologize. I'm enjoying watching these things. Maybe I just sound out of it.
Because white people in the South do not want to be in community with black people.
Yep.
So they went and switched to another fucking party. The destruction of education in this country is because white people in the South did not want their kids going to schools with black kids. So they have been trying to destroy the Department of Education so they can steal tax money and make whites-only schools. Abortion. They don't want black women to have access to reproductive care.
That's true.
So they can economically hold them the fuck down. Also, it was a backdoor way to trick Catholics and other people that aren't Southern fucking Baptists and evangelicals into coming into community with white Southerners.
That actually is absolutely true. The abortion issue was not that big of an issue. It was a manufactured issue. And there's actually a history to it. And I'll do a presentation on it sometime. It was a way to get a bunch of Christians on the side of the GOP. And then they manufactured it as a Christian issue. And then used it to get people who wouldn't normally vote for the Republicans to vote for the Republicans.
Wedge issue, so they could take over the Supreme Court.
Issue.
So the Supreme Court could say that racism is over, and instantly we bring back all the racist fucking policies. It's been this way the entire fucking time. If you can't see that, you are fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
Wow, he was mad in that one. I thought it'd be funny, but he wasn't funny. He was just mad and yelling. I like it. Thank you, Fetty Fu. Are you still? Why did I call you Fetty Fu?
Rally.
Why am I giving everyone pet names? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Let's watch what Louise just sent. Louise sent us. Oh my God, I love Jeremy Corbyn. Yay, Jeremy Corbyn. Let's see what Jeremy Corbyn says about Andy Burnham. Okay, Andy Burnham. I think I have that exact mic. I don't know. Whatever. Let's watch it.
I worked with Andy in the shadow cabinet. He didn't take part in the coup. He then left the shadow cabinet in order to run for Greater Manchester Mayor. He's done a good job, particularly on the buses and public transport. However, I have noticed that of late that Andy's economic strategy isn't particularly radical, and indeed his suggestion that there should be private finance borrowing in order to pay for defence increases fills.
Oh, really? He wants to do private finance borrowing in order to pay for the defense industry? That's kind of messed up.
Me with horror. It's almost as bad as a PFI in the health service that we would end up allowing the private sector to be involved in the running of our defense industries with an inbuilt demand to spend more and more.
Fascinating. Okay. So that's an interesting take. Yeah, that's the impression I get is he's just a classic neoliberal, right? He might be slightly to the left of Starmer, but, you know, yeah. But I don't know much about him, guys. So you're gonna have to figure that out yourselves, I guess. Figure out if you agree with that or not. Jeremy Corbyn's pretty cool. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, that's cool. Let's see what we got here. Settlers. What's this? Okay, so we've been watching this guy a lot recently. This is another one by Fetty Fu, and this is just like this is this guy again. This one is called. Of course, this got removed by TikTok for hateful behavior. I'm curious about what he did that got it removed.
Real bad.
Leland, I am high. Yeah, I'm sedated exactly because I have opioids in my system because of my mouth. So yes. Matt Saigai, you like the military-industrial complex in the U.S., Sam. Why are you complaining now? Fuck you, Matt Saigai, okay? Yeah, I'm very sedated, Lane.
Bad for regular people because right now my timeline is just full of videos like this one.
Europeans, oh my God, I can't stand this. I want to be sedated. I don't know if you do there, Atomic. So, hello, TJ. How are you doing, TJ? So Matt Saigai, you did this on purpose. Matt Saigai is rage baiting me, and then he immediately sends the calm down gesture as soon as I start critiquing him for what he said. He was waiting to do that. You were waiting to ambush me to piss me off more, weren't you, Matt Saigai? Okay, so the thing he's talking about here says Europeans made third world countries civilized, therefore they are now ours. Okay, that's disgusting. All right, so that's fun. Classic racist.
Having their we was kangs moment.
Why does everyone move to white countries and not the other way around? Oh my God, that is actually not true. I can give you an example. Like there's a lot of Americans leaving America right now. We have one person at least in our community who moved to Thailand and things like that. Okay, because trust me, America not a great place to be right now. But anyway, this is of course all just racist bullshit.
You don't live in Europe because they threw your granddaddy out because y'all was white.
True. Why does everyone move to white country? Okay.
You can't even afford to cut your grass.
That's
you
funny.
got the nerve to be riding home in your Bucky's uniform talking about I was the conqueror. You broke ass mother. You got so much snot running down your nose, your mustache won't connect with itself. Bro, look like somebody rewrote Pirates of the Caribbean and make William and Elizabeth brother and sister. Bro squinting his eyes and doing a duck face like Zoolander lost his lips in a freak gasoline fight accident. You had a 450-year head start. You had the whole world architected to advantage you at every possible situation, and Walmart greeter is as far as you got. You ain't no master race, cuz.
I like that. That was cute. That was cute. Okay, I'm gonna put my face up, guys. So, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. All right. I am very sleepy, and I'm giggly. Oh, who knows why? I'm very giggly, and I'm sleepy, and I'm having trouble staying awake. So, Matt Saigai, I can't. I'm giggly. I can't. Okay, so I am going to go and nap in preparation for our late night stream later. And thank you everyone who donated. I'll make sure to be awake for later. But I'm gonna need to go rest because my mouth is hurting. It actually is starting to hurt, and I'm definitely riding the wave, as Outer Signal says. Anyway, so I know I'm stopping a bit early. Please forgive me. I will I tried SoCal. I wasn't promising an all-day stream. I said if we got to 100, I would, but I can't do it. So I'm gonna go, guys, and I'm gonna go rest, and then I will come back on later. Keep an eye out for me to come back on at like 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, around there, and we'll watch a movie that'll only be on Twitch. We'll watch Monster. Okay. We will watch Monster Weapons. I'm sorry. We'll watch Weapons together, which will be fun, and it's a horror movie. It's a unique horror movie. You'll see what I mean. It's very good. So we'll watch that together, and then we'll do an After Dark stream. So come back at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to Twitch. You will, if you're in the Discord, you will be notified. Okay. All right, guys. Yes, love you all very much. That in Drusilla, that is in 3 hours. In 3 hours, we'll do that. Okay. All right, guys. Bye-bye. I need to go rest. I'm gonna embarrass myself. I'm already embarrassing myself. Okay. Oh, bye-bye, guys. Love you all very much. Bye-bye.